Where'd this come from?
I found it.
Well, let's both put it.
Captain Howdy said no.
Who's Captain Howdy?
You're gonna die up there.
Is there someone inside you?
Sometimes.
Is it Captain Howdy?
You ever heard of exorcism?
I'm Damien Karras. I'd like to help you. Where's Reagan?
In here with us.
I believe we should begin. The demon is a liar. He will mix lies with the truth.
That thing isn't my daughter.
It is he who commands you. The power of Christ compels you.
Hello, Damien. Well, hello, everyone. No, nobody's sucking things in hell on this panel, or at least not for the time being.
We're sucking things in heaven.
Hell yeah.
Hello.
Wow.
MMM is back. It's the scary season, so we decided to do one of the, I don't know, most popular horror movie ever made. Is that worth saying? Maybe.
Yep.
Scariest.
One of the scariest, yeah. So we're doing The Exorcist, of course.
I don't agree for scariest. I agree for most popular.
Most popular, yeah. 1973 movie.
A little scarier.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about the sequels because a lot of fucking problems with those movies. But yeah, this is a 1973 supernatural horror film directed by William. Is it Friedkin? Friedkin. Sorry, French guy.
It's Jewish, man. Friedkin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Listen,
Get it freaking right.
We're not talking about that Jews right now. Obviously, Linda Blair, Max van Sydow, man, it was nice seeing him in a movie. Linda Blair, great movie. Based loosely on a true story, about the possession of a teenage boy that happened in Maryland and St. Louis. Yeah, and so it's I hated this movie as a kid. It scared the shit out of me, and I explained why before the show. I snuck down to watch it while my parents were watching it as a kid, and I could never get the images out of my head. And rewatching it, not as bad as I remember. But how's everybody doing today?
Great.
Doing good.
Good. Yeah, so The Exorcist is one of those, man. It's been a while. It's been almost a decade since I've watched this movie, and I caught a lot of things I missed the first time I watched it, and then the second time I didn't catch anything because I was just closing my eyes the whole time, and then this time, much better. Hello, chat. We see you. We love you.
Hi,
we'll
chat.
get to your comments. Yes. Roman's here. He says we need a young priest and an old priest. Yes, we do. And Rage Cage is here. She said this is her favorite movie of all time. Her favorite horror movie of all time. Yeah,
it's Robert Pattinson's favorite movie. It's Mark Commody's favorite movie.
Wow.
Really?
Who else? A few people. Ozzy Osbourne's favorite movie.
No,
that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. I see you, Gore King, Jacob, Roman, Jay Goodwin. I see you all, and thank you. We love you all. We'll get to your comments. So yeah, we might as well get into the movie because there's a lot to talk about here, and hopefully this fucking works. So yeah, so what do we think about the beginning of the movie? How it starts off in the deserts? Was it me? Did they not tell exactly? Did they tell you where they were?
Iraq.
Yeah,
I just
Iraq.
completely missed it. It's in Iraq. I missed that. I think I was closing my eyes at this point. The blood
I
moon.
like the color.
Well, it's funny
I love
because the
that
beginning
color.
of the movie does show you like the block, the neighborhood, and then all of a sudden transitions to the title, which is where we get the cool Arabic music, and that's like comes you off guard. And like I said, like everyone's expecting like the super scary, like hokey film, and then this first 10 minutes is pretty understated and crazy and metaphorical. And documentary style. Love it.
Question, because I didn't see this in my trivia when I was looking it up, but did they ever explain why they specifically wanted to take a demon from the Middle East for this, or was it just a convenience thing?
Well, I don't know if Pazuzu is from the Middle East, but yeah, he's like, I know Pazuzu is like the devil of like he's the demon of the plagues. Like he's one of these, like he's responsible for the famine during the dry season and locust during the rainy season, and he's also the king of the demons of wind, whatever the hell that means. So
fart demons, I guess.
Yeah,
nice. Nice.
No, but I mean, it originates from like this is kind of Mesopotamian, and then there's some Assyrian as well origins for him. So the region makes sense. I'm just curious why the writer and why the director felt that this was so
maybe because it was like
necessary.
something exotic, something that people aren't familiar with in America or in the UK.
Yeah,
it's
well,
better
also,
for audiences.
Pazuzu, like it was stated in the book that it's Pazuzu, and it's stated specifically in the sequel that it's Pazuzu. But we see the statue of this demon. We don't really know it has a name. You know.
Yes. Yeah, he's never named. Yeah.
I think it's
I have
important.
a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. The beginning of this, if you go back a little bit, did like Raiders of the Lost Ark use the same set because it looks eerily similar? Like this scene looks so.
This is
that's
a
the
real
first thing that came to mind. Yeah, well, Raiders, they pretty much the same
does
thing.
Look very
like it was,
This was actually filmed on. This is at a historical site in Iran, actually, or Iraq.
Yeah.
So this isn't a manufactured set at all.
It's real.
One of the many injuries and deaths in the set. First of all, Max von Sydow, his brother died on the first day of shooting, but also someone lost their toe shooting this Iraq scene. Something heavy fell on their foot.
Well, there was a curse in this movie apparently.
Totally.
So
a little bit.
Holding right there.
Yeah, it's a toe. Look, I found my brother's toe.
Yeah, a little. He finds
how
a little
ironic.
tomb.
How ironic! This guy here played Jesus in a movie, and now he's playing movies against demons and the devil. Very interesting.
He's also only 44 when he made this movie.
Yeah, I was going to say the makeup was very heavy. Yeah,
he was shocked to find out that he was not going to be playing Father Karras. He thought he was going to be playing him, and then he realized like, no, they want you to play Father. What's his face? Father May from Repossessed.
He despised the makeup process because they aged him so much. Like
I could imagine.
They had to glue a bunch of things onto him, and then on top of that, it took 3 to 4 hours every day. And this is a movie that was originally scheduled to only take 85 days, and shooting stretched on to 224 days.
oh wow!
So,
wow.
Van Sydow also had trouble getting roles after this because everyone thought he was actually like an 80-year-old man or whatever.
That's crazy. Yeah, they did. That's why I when I was messaging Cannoli earlier, I was like, it's like this looks better than films that came out even 10, 20 years later.
It does.
I swear, I never thought that he was 44. I thought that he was an old man this entire time.
Yeah.
They should have got Leslie Nielsen. He's had, like that white hair forever and stuff like that.
I think vasectomies cause you to go super white like that sometimes.
Yes. They did a good job.
Maybe.
What?
Yeah.
So, supposedly.
Or maybe Leslie Nielsen saw a ghost. I don't know. Fucking grown up.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Friedkin excels in this documentary style, and the fact that he had made The French Connection and won Best Director, Best Picture. He had carte blanche to make whatever he wanted. He chose this book just because he had never, like many other people, nobody even knew what the fuck an exorcist was,
Yeah, man, and it's like, this is something that I'm saying with Friedkin.
Thank you, Gord.
I'm agreeing with you, man.
Exorcist.
Oh, Gord, Jesus, the Vexorcist.
The Vexorcist. Sorry,
and it's like
done. I changed it.
There we go.
It's like I always bring this up is that Friedkin made a documentary about the Exorcist because it's Father Amort, Gabriel Amort, the guy that like they made him into the movie with Russell Crowe, the Pope's Exorcist, like the real dude. He was making a documentary about The Exorcist because they approached him and said this is the most realistic depiction of exorcism. Like, what the fuck?
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
that's why they approached him.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, he played.
Are we not going to
well.
talk about him taking Viagra there?
I was going to say, yeah, he was taking. It was he's at the cafe drinking his tea,
That
shaking.
was the little white pill, not the little blue pill.
Was the first heart? Was the first?
It was
That's for
nitro.
bigger-
It's nitro-glycerin.
Nitro.
That's for bigger balls.
That's what it is.
not
That's what it is. It's nitro. It's for the chest pains he was having.
Hey, it's a second movie. It's like Sorcerer. It's a callback to his later movie Sorcerer, where they got to smuggle all the nitroglycerin.
Yep.
Also, Pazuzu makes a cameo in that movie too.
Yes. Thanks, Roman. Roman says if you put a beard on Max's character, it's me. Do I look like I'm fucking 90? Never mind. I'm not even going to go there.
Yes, you do.
I'm not even going to go there.
Pointing
Like,
that out.
I genuinely
Thanks,
have
Roman.
a problem with the first 40 minutes of this movie because I think the first 40 minutes could have been condensed into 20 minutes and you could have still kept the tone with the snail's pace that it tries to like the snail's pace that complements the tone that it wants. You can still keep that and do it in 20 minutes instead of 40.
So would you have cut this part and added more exorcism scenes?
I mean, it's not like cutting some of this out. It's basically like shortening the scenes.
That's what I meant.
Efficient,
I gotcha. I agree.
I think maybe don't remove every scene, but like cut down the length.
Condense
of
it.
Look at the length of the opening shot where it's just
takes
like
a while.
dude walking in the desert. It's like we can cut all of this fucking shit out.
Yeah. I think you should have focused
disagree.
on. I think you should have focused on Linda Blair more and got more character from her. And her with the Ouija board later on, obviously, but we could have focused on that more, and got more depth there, and it would have been a better movie a little bit. It's a great movie, but I mean, I think you would have got more out of it if you had more. Linda Blair.
Yeah, like it tries to be The Shining, but it's not.
Well, it's funny because this movie is kind of the antithesis of The Shining. Yet they're both very scary. Like this movie has like hardly any music in it.
Were you going to say something, Vex? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. No, I was going to say, I do kind of agree with Uninspired in that respect, simply because like this whole, the demon isn't named throughout the movie. Not only that, but even like him seeing the demon out there and then him finding the little statue in the sand. Those are really the only two big takeaways, because some of these, even this professor that he's interacting with, we don't see him ever come up again. He doesn't even call him or anything like that. So
no.
I do appreciate the pacing of this movie overall, because we do get a lot of character development that, again, modern horror has just kind of forgotten for thrills and all that stuff. But yeah, like I think one of you had mentioned it earlier when I asked as well why this was filmed out in Iran or Iraq or the Middle East. And I guess that kind of explains it, though. Like this is something that a lot of Western audiences probably wouldn't be familiar with. So it's shock value in a different sense in the opening act of the film. Right. And if I remember correctly, this is around the time that the entire the Iran revolution was happening too, right?
19
right around this time.
70.
So 72, 71.
Maybe, yeah. I think you're right there, Vex. But I think for this beginning, I think it would have been better played out if
1978 was the Iran Revolution.
Okay, so tensions were building at the very.
It was started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
I think this would have been better if this would have been a history piece, if it was a past piece of him doing an exorcism in this, and then you would have had something to relate to, and then because going forward, then when they call him, you already have an understanding what he does, because they kind of fast pace that storyline real quick, and they just brush it up, and you don't really get the full details of it. So I think it would have been better if there was actually an exorcism there, say a couple of years or 10 years. Yeah, even younger. Yeah, I think that would have made more sense.
Well, because they mentioned that later in the movie that he's the only one who has experience with and it almost killed him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been. It's a good point. I like that.
I think this movie is really. See, the thing is, first of all, we're already this whole no credits, just starting with the title card. That's already unheard of, 1973, and then this culture shock of Iraq. But I think the main purpose of this, narrative wise, is we're meeting the title character, the Exorcist, because we don't really see him again until the last 30 minutes of the movies when he shows up. And then like, it's kind of important when when Father Karras meets him. He's like, do you want to know what's going on? He's like, why? It's not important. None of that's important. Just get the holy water, get this,
Let's get this over with.
I think the purpose of this scene is metaphorically like, obviously it's culture shock, and it's definitely like, what's the word I'm looking for? Rian Johnson subverts your expectations about what the scariest movie ever. It starts with this vague opening, and it's like this looming threat, that this priest is aware of. He says, I have to go now. He basically tells these people this dig, like something is calling me, something is telling me to, leave. And can we talk about how fucking badass Pazuzu, the demon, looks, whatever its name is?
He looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks creepy, man.
Yeah, the serpent phallus is so heavy metal. It rocks. And then the wings, and then also the hand up, the dog face, which is why, we cut to 2 fighting dogs later, which represent the fight of good and evil. It's just creepy also. It's just like creepy in an unexpected way. Just the...
Sorry, finish your thought.
No, I'm done.
Okay, no, just to address Jay Goodwin, I don't disagree with that. It's not. I don't think it's explored very well, just in the context of what this film is supposed to be. I think there's a lot more exploration and there's a lot more explanation that they could have put in here, like everyone else has said. But it's not. It's not that we disagree with it. It's just the way that it's used to set up the story that we're having problems with.
A problem with,
Well, William Peter Blatty and Friedkin were, constantly going back and forth. And one of the things is, Peter Blatty first adapted his own book, and William Friedkin said he was trash, and he was trying to get more Hollywood with it, trying to turn the book into a movie. And William Friedkin basically sat side by side with him with the book, like highlighting passages, like we can film this, like how we can actually just like literally adapt the book. And I think maybe a lot of this opening stuff could be, more like the abridged version of a lot of that stuff that's happening in the book.
But it doesn't translate properly if you want to change it in a different medium,
Yeah.
Like just keeping stuff in there to keep stuff in there, or like to just reference the book. Yeah, like you have to trim the fat
a little bit.
2 hours and 12 minutes, I think, is the total runtime of this movie.
Yeah.
Pretty standard nowadays.
It's pretty. I was gonna say. I like
that's
how
low these days.
The Conjuring movies nowadays, like they clock out 2 hours 20 sometimes. And I mean, look at the new Saw movie, man. That thing probably clocks at 2 hours. Like,
don't tell me
Saw
that.
movie needs to clock at 2 hours.
No, you want to play a game.
Tight 80.
How little that they had him in the movie there nearing the end. To me, that kind of stunk. And I know we'll get there and all that, but if they're going to have that short of a time of having him in the movie, they could have just opened up the opening scene of the movie of this, random, guy looking at a statue and seeing the dogs.
Not him.
If that's all I thought, I didn't need him walking past people during prayer time. Yeah. I didn't need him. If you're not going to explain anything at all that's really going on, other than hey, I found this, he could have just been staring at a statue that freaked him out. And then if that's all they're going to have in there,
well, I think that's why it would have been better played out if they would have had the historical piece of him doing that exorcism, and then going back, and then him in the cafe in Iraq taking his pills to indicate, like he's taking his pills, like it almost killed him. Like he
was so traumatized physically and mentally.
Like, it would play out way better.
Like showing like the after effects are like, he just got done doing something, because we don't want to show the audience that there's something fantastical really yet. Also, you don't want to.
Like don't they say about him that he went to Africa or something, and he was stuck in the place doing and this thing, didn't they explore it in an Exorcist movie? I think it was Stellan Skarsgård that played him. I'm not sure. Do you guys know of that Exorcist
you mean like
movie?
way later on? Yeah.
I made that into a movie.
Yeah, the whole his prior Exorcist. Yes, I forgot which one it was, but I remember that.
It's a complete franchise now.
Yeah. I was saying you could look up the word exorcist or exorcism, any movie that has that in the title. There's so many of them. And what's funny is like The Exorcist and Exorcist 3, which probably are, most likely the scariest of all Exorcist movies for sure. They have the lamest, most subdued cover art, like it's just like
very cheesy.
Every
But,
other exorcism movie is like a girl with white eyes, like on the cover, and like
Yeah.
some nonsense, you know. Like,
Well,
But dude,
this is what
like
go ahead.
that's the thing about the Exorcist movies. Like the Exorcist in 1973 was a gift and a curse. It's a gift because it basically revitalized horror like completely, and it changed the landscape of horror. But at the same time, it completely birthed and killed the exorcism genre in one go.
oh
Because so many people were trying to capitalize on its success.
Yeah,
It's like,
the
look,
same thing. Yeah.
It's like
even
zombies.
when you try and do a new Exorcist movie, it basically just blends with all the rest, you know. So no one gives a fuck.
Well, they were all trying to capitalize off the, Helter Skelter scene in the 60s, like Rosemary's Baby and then The Exorcist right after. It was so fresh because there was so much happening at that time with Satanism and like I
Satanic
said,
panic.
Exactly, yeah.
Charles
and
Manson,
it's like,
yeah.
What's so fascinating about it is that to this day, it's still the number one like copied genre. It's only like recently that shark like Jaws related stuff has started, like movies like that have started to creep up. But Exorcist movies have like continuously been pumped out to this day.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
In comparison, you know.
I think it's like the Red Letter Media guy said. It's like you can put the word exorcist or exorcism in the title, and it doesn't need to be trademarked or copyrighted, and it still has this like brand recognition, you know, in your head.
Yeah.
So it's a cop out. It's funny.
Yeah, that's why. Like
what's
to
the name of this
rebound
actress here?
on what Cannoli said of
Burstyn.
being
Ellen
The
Burstyn.
Exorcist being the number one movie.
That's what
Probably
it's
the
always-
number one most recognizable movie ever.
Well, I think why it's so scary is because of just the hyper realism tone. Like nothing is out of the ordinary or weird except for the girl possessed by the devil. Like that's the only thing that is like crazy. And like, you know, if everything else is done so realistically, like that's why it resonates with people, you know, especially back then. Cause like people had nice houses back then and you know, lived in affluent neighborhoods and no, I'm just joking.
Oh yeah. No, but so this is where we get introduced to the mom, and then so I didn't catch this the second time I watched the movie when I actually was awake and not crying. This when she walks into the room, she hears the noises in the attic, right? She walks into her room and she's cold. And I was like, oh, I didn't put like back then. I was like, I don't understand. And then obviously, as you watch the movie, you understand why the room is cold. But I was like, I didn't catch that little hint. But you know, and there's Linda, and then yeah. So
she's possessed. I
cold.
think Reagan's already possessed at this point in the movie. From the very beginning. In fact,
But
I
they
think like Father Marin discovering the little totem is somehow like unleashing that demon.
That demon
upon the-
finally,
you know.
Yeah.
But they don't talk about what happens in the attic, though. That's the thing. Like you hear. the
Well, she
noises in the
searches
attic.
it. She searches it later on, but it's just
You hear like a rat or something, you know. That's what you hear the first time. A little
Right here,
smell
they
of
talk about
rats.
rats in the attic. Yeah, and it's never really,
addressed,
described or talked. Yeah, like there's nothing there.
Did you guys read the trivia about this breakfast scene?
No.
200 eggs were broken.
200
damn
eggs. They filmed it like several dozen times because I don't know. William Friedkin was obsessed about making the bacon not sizzle or smoke. So they had to get bacon that had no preservatives in it. And they kept doing alternate takes. So they keep having you break eggs every take. You know, it's just like, what the fuck?
No kidding.
This was an elaborate plan to feed the whole cast and crew.
Yeah. I imagine you have like a line of crew, like, here, give these eggs to somebody. Dude.
Yeah. So she's an actress. Oh, and there's my favorite director.
Oh, you
talk
actually
about him
missed
later.
before there's a
I saw
William
that,
Peter
but-
Blatty cameo.
yeah.
He's talking to the director.
Oh, right
there. Who's got a mustachioed man.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. There you go.
There you go.
That's a little
that's
meta.
kinda- when I
didn't
first,
notice-
when
I
I was
didn't notice
first
that.
recognized that, I don't know, when I was first watching this, that she's going right into movie scene here. So I kind of thought that was interesting, kind of cool, new take on things.
Yeah. And
I
then
mean, an Exorcist movie in Hollywood too. It's kind of interesting too, and it's probably the reason why it won a lot of awards. You know, because Hollywood likes.
Well, they're filming in New England, whatever the hell they're filming. They live in
supposed to be
Georgetown. What state is
Georgetown.
Georgetown? New
This
York,
is Washington,
Virginia.
DC.
Washington,
DC.
Virginia. Okay.
Yeah, bordering DC.
Okay.
There's a couple things I want to point out because I was
Please do,
when
baby.
this film started, I was wondering like why of all the things this woman could be shooting as an actress, why is it an activist scene? And this is early 70s, right? So, along with kind of that whole satanic panic and the Manson family and all of that stuff, right? You've also got, I think the Zodiac Killer is almost at his peak around this time too, on the other side of the country.
Good catch, yeah.
But on top of that, it takes place in Washington, D.C., which, depending on whether you're a conspiracy theorist or not, is a hot spot right there because of all the government. And on top of that, I'm pretty convinced like all these little drips that the director is dropping in, including those rats that she never investigates in the attic, are more symbolic of the fact I think The Exorcist personally is just a metaphor for the degradation of society and the loss of a religious moral compass. As the movie progresses, this woman is just fucking horrible. She is the typical liberal woman, and when liberalism starts to inject itself more into society, you see a loss of religion in society. You see more sex, more drugs.
Yeah, and it's funny, and it's like it's complemented by the fact that The Exorcist, the movie itself, you show it to people nowadays, and they're not scared because they've lost the sense of religion. And the reason why it was so scary back then was because people were religious.
She's a proud atheist. This
especially
actress.
Catholics, like the Catholic religion didn't go through its big scandal at this point, right? There's a lot of
somebody claimed that they miscarried while this movie was previewing, so premiering. So
there's a lot of weird shit.
Really scared of it, back then.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys seen the video on YouTube? It's like 20 minutes long. So the reactions of people coming out the theater of
throwing up, passing out.
Dude, and it's insane. You'll never find a movie today that would give people that reaction ever.
No.
And this is why it's the reason she doesn't investigate the rats is not so much that it's a thing that needs to be explored. It's the rejection of the things around you. It's rejection of investigating things a little bit further. These are like William Friedkin. He's very methodical, much like not to the extent Stanley Kubrick is, but in the sense that there's a lot of hidden message in the details he decides to add in, like the breakfast scene. So just to throw out there's more examples as we go, but this movie really is a great allegory for liberalism in modern society.
Yeah. Well, Vex, you cerebral ninja, you just tickled my brain. I'm surprised we didn't. I'm surprised we didn't see Burning of the Bras either, because that was
popular back then. Yeah,
against the female
beard
feminism was big at that time.
Yeah, but the priest dies, so it's like two men are dead.
Right.
So,
So this is where we get introduced briefly.
It's a dream.
Damien, the priest Damien. I love how his name's Damien. That's awesome.
Right.
He looks like a dude who's just like, I'm fucking done, bro.
Yeah, dude, looks like an anime character.
I'm checked out. I don't fucking care anymore. He's got that whole demeanor. Slunched over. Like
that's what happens with us boxers.
He's got Columbo vibes,
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And this is where she's going to walk home. Yeah, she walks home. And a pretty little Virginia.
This is the first case of non-diegetic music. And this is where we hear the Tubular Bells theme. Yeah.
I also want to point out, and I don't know if you guys know. So I've watched this movie twice now. I watched it in high school, and I didn't really remember it, so I watched it earlier today to refresh my memory. Right. I don't know if you go back one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here. Color is a really big thing throughout this film. Throughout the entire first act, you see a lot of white. When she gets out of bed, she's in white pajamas. The curtains are all white. The houses she's walking by right now are all white. These nuns are in white. Everything is pure. So I know one of you mentioned, I think the daughter is already
possessed. Yeah,
is already possessed.
All the cast was all white.
I think
I was going to say that.
I think
that's why the movie was good.
I think he's getting ready to possess because you don't hear the rats come up in conversation after the Ouija board scene happens in a few moments here. That noise completely disappears. So I think it's more the daughter has started using the Ouija board at this point because again, when she uses it, it's clear that she's had practice with it, but the demon has taken over because even when we get to that scene later on, the demon originally wasn't meant for her anyways. So
and then this is where she overhears the priest Damien talking to another priest, I think, and they're just kind of having a conversation, and you get the sense that Damien's just like, okay, I really just don't want to do this. Go ahead, buddy.
Are we going to
No.
talk about
No.
sorry, Jay or cannoli? Sorry, are we going to
you're
talk
good, dude.
about why she was cast for this movie and why it was important to have her for this movie, or we're saving that for later?
Was it the-
Sarah?
Actually, go ahead because I don't have that in my.
Yeah,
trivia.
go ahead. Yeah, do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, do it.
So the writer, what is his name? Blatty. His
Yeah.
neighbor was Shirley MacLaine, and it was based off of Shirley MacLaine. That was supposed to be the character he was kind of using her as a reference for this movie. A lot of people thought it was based on Shirley MacLaine in real life with her daughter, but it was actually like they were neighbors and they had a house party and they got along really well. And he kind of created this character based on Shirley MacLaine, but that's why she's an actress and that's why she,
So she
Okay,
didn't
that
suck
makes-
dick to get this role then.
Oh, that
Well-
I'm sure she did. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe.
It's the 70s, so
Yeah, you never
Well,
know.
she kind of looks like Shirley MacLaine if you
She
like,
does.
zoom
She
a
does.
little bit.
The haircut,
Yeah.
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 So who this chick here? Is it? Am I just retarded? Or they never explain who the fuck she
She's
is?
like an assistant slash
Assistant,
housekeeper
okay.
slash babysitter.
I thought it was like babysitter. Yeah.
That
I
makes
thought it was
sense.
her assistant because she's an
Yeah,
actress.
she
Yeah, that
does
makes
all
sense.
that
Yeah, that makes sense.
I honestly
Yeah,
thought
the-
it was like an older daughter for the longest time. They didn't
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
She's an
Yeah.
employee, just like
She
the
comes
butler.
home. So she gets an invitation to the White House. So you can see like she's obviously like a big time important actress. And she's just
Sharon.
not spending a lot of time at home. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And she's not paying attention to her daughter. But they don't have a bad relationship.
Recently
together.
divorced.
Recently divorced, and she wants a horse.
Can we get a horse? You spoiled
Yeah.
brat.
She wants a horse.
Well,
maybe.
His house
She
look
looks-
like we.
I wanted
his
a horse
yard
when
look
I
like
was
we
a
could have a
kid.
horse.
Yeah.
Linda Blair looks so young there, and then when you
Dude.
fast forward to the end of the movie, she looks like a couple years older.
Older.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's the makeup was done
Weird.
really well.
Yeah, this is the priest Damien Karras, walking through. And this part
Yeah,
was
can
funny.
you help me? I'm an
Yeah,
old
I'm an
older
old, and his eyes all fucked
Help
up,
an
and he's
old
like,
older boy.
and you can see his face. He's like, "Fuck off, man."
He just
I'm
walked
not dead
away.
yet.
He's like,
And then he
bro,
goes to-
I'm poorer than you, homeless guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then he goes to visit
I'm one
his
of the
mother.
good priests that isn't extorting tons and tons of money.
And the
out of
mom,
out
the
of
mom
the
lives
church.
in New York. She lives in New York City, right? The mom.
Yeah.
Brooklyn-ish,
Yeah.
I think.
Brooklyn. Yeah. So nice neighborhood. So he walks in.
Yeah,
and
kids
they're
jumping on the cars and shit. I
Yeah.
hope that's that kid's car.
Well, that was New
Obviously-
York in the 70s. That was
This was a shithole, man. Oh, it was so
Soft
bad.
on crime. That's what you get.
Taxi Driver. Just watch Taxi Driver. It's all you need to see about New York in the 70s.
Mhm.
So yeah, he goes to see his mom. He's kind of getting. She's just listening to Greek radio. You know, her knees fucked up, and she just typical.
No, she has
old school-
edema. This lady's so much like my grandmother, Italian, except she's
Oh,
Greek
dude,
in
they're
this movie.
Greek
Oh,
and Italians
that-
are very similar.
yeah.
She
That's
has
so
edema.
typical. Yeah.
She's Italian with she's got a thick accent,
Yeah.
no teeth.
Very similar.
She's,
Very
Yeah.
stubborn.
Very
and
They,
yeah,
they
very
don't want to
similar.
take care of themselves. They don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I'm not
luckily she
leaving my
had luckily
home.
she had 11 kids, so she never had to go to.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, and it's you do. Yeah, did we find out already that he was a boxer? Right? Didn't that happen already?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
see the first thing we see
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
we get in the
the
house
first-
is a picture of him in his room as a framed in the boxing thing. We see a baby
Yeah,
picture.
and he's
of him.
also a psychiatrist. He's a psychiatrist for the Catholic Church. They sent him to school, and he's just miserable. He's like, I don't even, you can just sense it.
They're just walking through life.
Yeah,
he's got his
like,
own
I'm not-
apartment though, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
lives down in Georgetown.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And there we go. Here we go. This is where we get introduced to Captain.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Also, more. It's tons of evidence here suggesting that she's still possessed before this whole thing. Some people say, "Oh, it's the possession. The Ouija board is what kind of unlocks the possession."
Unlocks
it's like
it.
no.
Yeah.
Like even if you, she shows that little paper mache bird thing. It looks like Pazuzu kind of. There's even like on her background, we see it later, but we see like all these animal drawings and pictures all over the wall.
Yes.
And there's like a lot of there's Little Red Riding Hood with the grandmother as the big bad wolf, like in the disguise. More suggestion that the demon's there. There's also Hansel and Gretel and the witch. I'm actually looking at a picture of it right now, but I can share on my screen if you want, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
Point is, like,
this is where I wish they would have like shown more of Linda Blair, like how she got possessed, or like just a little bit more. Like you don't get very much from her at all, and like besides like the demons exorcism part.
Right.
Well, she's an
Captain
innocent,
Howdy.
you know. Captain
I like
Howdy's
how
also kind of a
he's
reference to her
nice.
father's name. We'll see later
Later on.
in that magazine.
She's lucky
Yeah,
it wasn't Mr. Hanky.
Yeah, right there. And there she is looking all serious. And it says on the cover,
Trouble
it
in
says
the
trouble in the McNeil marriage the night Howard walked out. So Howard is the name of it. So again, Captain Howdy.
Captain Howdy.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. When did the Catholic Church allow for divorce?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they weren't religious.
She's an
though. They
atheist.
weren't- She's an atheist.
No,
She doesn't believe in
I'm
it.
just curious. When did?
Oh, I have no idea.
Was it the 60s? It was mid 60s or?
Probably.
No, I think it was before.
No, it was definitely because I remember it kind of lines up with the sexual revolution when they started allowing it. That's why. No, I just again, it's another
It's
thing,
still,
right?
the Catholic Church still technically prohibits divorce.
They
apparently.
kind of
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So.
They go. You have to do marriage prep class. Then you have to before you get married.
They don't make it
and
easy.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after when you're having problems, you're supposed to have marriage counseling with your priest and the whole whatnot. So
right.
So like
Poor
you said,
Linda
she's a
Blair.
sinning feminist.
Well, no, it just ties in a lot to why this child even gets possessed in the first place. Like,
She's not
she's
baptized, probably.
She's got two parents that are splitting up. Her mother is a working actress. She clearly doesn't have a lot of time for her. That's why she leaves her alone with a babysitter. Her father is not even on this part, like in this area, this part of the country whatsoever. And he's detached as well. She's going through puberty on top of that because she's like 12 or 13 or 14 around this time. And to top it off, it's like you're kind of going through kind of the biggest changes physically in your life, and you have a lack of a parental support system, which is all kind of indicative of this also, because religion does enforce a family unit quite a bit. So again, you see more of that seeping in of what is happening culturally reflected in this girl,
the movie.
unfortunately.
A lot of sins of the father vibes going on here.
Yeah. So she. Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. What were you gonna say, buddy? Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just going to say Gord King just said 1969 was he
Thank
saying
you,
no
Gord
fault
King.
divorce.
It would be 1969, wouldn't it? Fucking sick bastards. Yeah. So
69.
okay. So refresh my memory. So she keeps asking the mom about this person that keeps coming to the house.
The ugly director.
The director.
Director.
And there's a first hint then about what's possibly going on.
Freaky boy.
He
Who is
frees a
it?
little.
Burke Dennings, right?
Burke Dennings. That's it. Yeah, Burke Dennings. And he's like, oh, he's lonely. She's like, oh, he's lonely. And you just like,
Oh, dude, that's some weird stuff that I never
creepy.
picked up on until
Dude,
now.
me neither.
I was like, what
Me
the
neither.
fuck? Because Stupenzo, when we spoke last time about The Exorcist, he told me to rewatch the movie with that in mind. And when I was watching
It
this,
makes sense.
it makes so much sense. I was like, what the fuck? This is dark.
it's very
A
dark.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where Damien basically is just like, yeah, I either need to be transferred closer to my mother, or I just need, I kind of want to get out.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't have my faith anymore.
My faith is being tested.
It's tested, and he's like, I don't think I have that faith anymore. So yeah, I'm not happy about what I'm doing anymore. And then
Also, a lot
yeah,
of
this
real
is-
priests playing these other priests.
yes, I was just gonna say I found that out after the movie. That was pretty cool. Yeah, this is where
Pretty
she
good
calls. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I say they're pretty good actors.
Yeah, they're good.
Mhm.
So this is where she's trying to get a hold of the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The daughter's
Yeah, she's-
birthday, that's why. Yeah.
she's lost her shit here. Like, fucking mom's just going off on him because he's in Europe, right? And he's just not getting through. And yeah, it's
Which
Kind
goes
of
back
fucked
to
up.
Vex's point that she's having her birthday, becoming a woman, going into that
Right.
different
maturing,
stage
right?
of life.
Yeah. And then she gets the phone call like in the middle of the fucking night. Fucking
Freaky.
yeah, and then she's in the room, and then again she's like, "Yeah, my bed was shaking, and I couldn't sleep." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, yeah.
And then I'm like, and then you find out later, you see the bed. It's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." That's and then here, this is where she investigates the rat problem, though. Finally,
And it's
And
weird
I-
that she would have never heard the bed shaking.
Yeah.
right? It's loud, man, like on a wooden
It's
floor.
shaking.
Well, to be fair, this is
Could be
we're talking
vibrating.
early possession, right? So maybe it's shaking
light
pretty
shaking.
noticeably, but not
Right.
it's not the whole bed frame, maybe.
Right?
Mhm.
Maybe it's just moving a
Yeah.
little. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Like
I
a
don't-
massage, a massage type vibration.
That's what the director thought. This is where this part I didn't know what to expect because I just forgotten everything at this point. So I didn't know if
Jump
something
scare
came
rules.
out. And I like how she says Jesus and the fucking candle lights on fire.
Well, I was expecting some kind of artifact, like watching this again, like
to find something.
Yeah, something to indicate that this demon is there because of this idol or whatever you want to call it.
Well, we see that Carl is taking care of the rats. He's put some rat traps, but of course there's no dead rats.
There's no rats. And then the flame, the candle just lights up with the flame real quick. And then.
But her immediate reaction is like, Carl, what are you doing? Like,
never mind, your fucking candle just exploded, lady.
I would think there's like a gas leak somewhere up
there.
Yeah,
like,
really.
No big deal.
What the fuck is going on?
That's a little creepy.
Yeah, her reaction again is just she's got no empathy. She has no moral for anyone else, right? She's in her own bubble. And again, it ties into the whole reason why her daughter is the one that gets possessed in the first place, because it's just it's so easy to go after such a vulnerable soul. Even when the mother takes her to the fucking doctor, she's just like, pump my kid full of drugs, please. Like, like,
well, also
you're a horrible mother.
Yeah, also she just hands that another thing to pile on for poor Carl to do, investigate
some nice imagery here. This was nice.
And again, it's like the arts and crafts we saw earlier with Reagan, the paper mache and stuff.
Yes.
And also it's specifically the genitals too. Again, the puberty arc, right?
So there you go.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah, this is where they come and find out the priest finds is this guy his relative or somebody's
uncle?
His uncle. That's right. Sorry. Right. Yeah. Then so the mom she just basically
the edema is fucking her brain up, and she's basically getting into like the dementia stage of her life where she's attacking her own brother. So she's put into this hospital, and he's like, "What the hell are you? Why here?" But he doesn't have any money, and they don't have any money, so she's like, "This is the only place I can bring her," unfortunately, and this is kind of heartbreaking. He like all these people are coming up to him because they're obviously not all together, and he's just like, "Get away from!" He gets so angry here and irritates, like, "Just get away from me, please." This guy just can't take it anymore. I don't know if this is a hot take, but we need to bring these crazy psycho loony bins back. We need to bring them back. Ramming up people, put them in straitjackets against their will, throw them in there.
Yeah. Well, they'd be a little too full.
Yeah. I find this, if you just go back, is still, I guess, the fact that all of these, these, I guess, crazies decide to flock to him. It actually kind of made me question, because again, him rediscovering his faith is that's the arc his character goes through, right? And that's something that comes back to him by the end of the film. So it makes me wonder if these are, there's the whole idea that
the
perhaps
savior.
People with mental proclivities are also being kind of controlled by darker forces, whatnot. So it just made me wonder if this demon was clearly after him in general. So if it were making other individuals of that same nature almost flock to him, it was a really random detail to throw in there. That's all.
No, it's interesting.
I don't think they had dick in a long time, so I think they were just going after.
Wow, it's a man, baby.
He's a priest. He's dressed like a priest.
Yeah,
that's probably why he takes his collar off, right?
That's a man. But yeah,
I'm not working. I'm on a day off.
And then she sees, she's like, Demi, why did you do this? Play comes into play much later in the movie.
Why do this to me, Demi?
Why, Demi? I want to go home, Demi. And then, so he's obviously heartbroken, and then he's pissed off. He's working out, boxing. And
he's off the train like Rocky Balboa.
Right. And then this is the party scene, right? This is the.
This is it's starting from here that I think that the film starts to get proper interesting.
It starts to find its legs.
And we're 43 minutes in, I think. Exactly.
Right. And this is the Blatty party that with Shirley MacLaine that kind of set the tone for his book. And this guy is going after Carl. He keeps calling him a Nazi. He's just like, you're Nazis, and he's just going after him. He's like, I am not a Nazi.
Again, indicative of how liberals call everyone a fucking Nazi.
Yes.
Even then, Vex, imagine that. Even then. Yeah. There's the priest who's hanging out and drinking with the socialites. But they're talking about the priest, right? They're talking about Damien. She's asking about him because she's the one who overheard him talking to the other one. And so what's crazy is that they go into this thing about, like, he mentions his mother died. Damien's mother died out of nowhere. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, they really went through that fucking whole arc really quick. I guess it makes sense in the whole scheme of the movie, but it was like, oh, his mom did die in the place when they were trying to get her out. I was like, that's
I also
fucked
don't
up,
think she
man.
was there very long. Sometimes
No.
that
She wasn't,
shit gets you
no.
really fast, and you decline in health very rapidly.
Yeah, this is where the Carl's choking out the fucking director. He's,
Yeah.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
oof, poor Linda.
You
Blair,
could
man.
argue that Father Karras's mother might have lived longer if he'd put her in a proper place to be taken care
Sure.
of. You know, no more guilt
He just
for him.
put-
You know,
he just couldn't because he was poor. So
Munchkin, what are you doing? What are you doing?
see,
Nothing.
just
I'm doing
drinking
nothing
and
right now.
That-
I'm just
that's what the
my
director.
head.
That's what the director. That's what the director said to
Fucking
Linda Blair. And
Sorry. 1 second.
That's what the director said.
Hey, Munchkin, what are you doing?
I
This
answer.
this
Yeah.
is the. Go ahead.
He leaves the party here. This is where Dennings leaves the party.
He's gonna
And,
tell him he loves him, kind of like what's his name, Finn talking to Ray Skywalker.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
Like, I've got
God.
something to tell you. Never mind.
Yeah, and they're all
Okay,
having
this
a
scene
blast.
right here. This scene right here. I was like, this priest is giving me gay vibes. Like he's just
Oh,
really
100%.
very like very
Singing,
flamboyant, singing. He had a bit of a lisp there, and then it disappears. Like it's
Yeah.
like for that
Well-
scene, he was very flamboyant, and then he's
Drinking
conservative
his
after that.
martinis.
So,
Yes,
Stupenzo,
ma'am.
along the lines of the whole molestation thing that you brought up.
Whoa.
That's not a
Jesus
censored
Christ.
word, right? On YouTube?
Oh, it's fucking YouTube. Everything's censored. I don't care. Go ahead,
Okay.
it's fine. You're good.
But yeah,
Bastard.
the director kind of went into the kid's bedroom and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't know this was based off of a novel, but in reading the trivia, apparently this when she was possessed, she was just like she was shitting herself quite a bit.
Diarrhea.
But yeah, they changed it
Nice.
to just the pissing thing. But this is the only instance in which she does wet herself. And I
Right.
found that kind of interesting because children at this age often do wet themselves when they're victims of
yeah.
Yes.
things.
such things. Yeah.
Yes, you're going to
Yeah.
die up there. Imagine just
I
coming
wanna-
down to a room of people and telling them that, and she pisses.
You're gonna die. An astronaut.
die.
You're gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna die up there.
Enjoy space, fucker.
Their faces. are
But
like,
he's already
oh.
gone, right? He's already left at this point.
He left already.
Yeah, he's
He
left.
left already.
yeah. So
Okay.
why is she saying you're gonna die up there? Like
I don't know,
that's
it's one-
the
It's a general warning, you know.
Yeah. I agree. I thought the same thing. Oh, look, Mrs. Sassy says Vex is 100% right. Yes,
Agreed.
even when she's wrong, she's right. But yeah, I thought the same thing, Jay. I was like, who's she? But that was, I think Unspired's right. It's just a general. Everybody's gonna die.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You're all going to die down here.
Yeah.
That's like Resident Evil, right?
Yeah.
Now,
this is where
the
yeah,
Red
right, sorry.
Queen.
we already had a doctor's appointment, right? And they take her to the doctor because she has trouble sleeping, and that's where
Mhm.
they prescribe her Ritalin. But now
Ritalin.
this is where the mother is going
Bed
to
shake.
see this.
Yeah,
Right?
the bed's
All
actually
right.
shaking, and she tries to get on the bed, and she's like, oh, this part was fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude. And plus, like, you can hear the bed shaking from a mile away.
a mile away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where the priest goes to and then Damien's getting wasted and smoking because the mom's died. And he's just like he's really just lost, man. Look at these fucking living.
He's a sad,
where he-
sad man.
Mhm.
God, he's got
Like a
nothing.
50-year-old living in a dorm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sad life. Stealing is a sin. I like that. Yeah, then he's dreaming, right? So he's having this dream about his mom coming up this freaking subway stairs, and he's
Mhm,
calling to her.
chasing
He's-
after her.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
I love this nightmare
Creepy.
because it's got
that
this
where he-
taste of like a backstory because it's Brooklyn and there's no
Yeah.
audio and you just hear him
No.
breathing.
Was
And
that where
it's
the
creepy.
image of the devil comes up real quick? Too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You didn't see it there, but yeah.
Yeah, those images are like early rejected makeup tests for Linda Blair.
Mm-hmm.
Snuck them in.
Nice. Yeah, so he's
Very
doing his
cursed.
look at his face. He's like, oh, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this.
Praying
Yeah,
for
that's
his dead mother.
Yeah.
Sad,
that's
though.
every priest.
Yeah, he's
though.
sad.
Every priest.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Yeah, this is where they tell about the thing in the frontal lobe of her brain that's fucked up.
Yeah.
and-
temporal.
temporal lobe, and then there you go. How it's causing all this bed shaking and all this shit. And she's just like, what? But yeah, they have to get it out. And then the way they use the machines
she's
back then-
spasming. Her spasms are shaking the bed.
Yeah.
That's
right.
And it's
Off
like,
the ground.
I mean,
That's cool.
I don't know, man. I saw the bed shaking like a motherfucker. That doesn't look like a spasm.
And they have to remove the script. But the way they go about taking the MR, goddamn, back then.
Arteriogram is
Yeah.
what it's called when they look down your artery.
That
Normally
shit
they
is
look. According to Ellen Burstyn, this was the scene that like a lot of people were like fainting from. You know, this scene it freaked people out.
Yep.
This freaked me out in all honesty.
It was like when I was watching it this afternoon, I was closing my eyes halfway. I was like, what the
I don't
fuck
like
is
this.
this?
Go back
Dude,
one.
try doing that in real life. I've done that in real life. It's.
Do you guys know who this bearded guy is?
No.
He's a
Paul-
murderer.
Yeah, Paul Bateson is a serial killer. Yeah, or a murderer.
No shit.
I got that in the
What?
trivia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a First of all, just like William Friedkin, these are all real radiographers. So this guy is a former radiographer, but he killed who was it? Some filmmaker, and he also confessed to several other murders that he might have done.
Jesus. It makes sense.
A
for this
brief
movie.
cameo in The Exorcist. More cursed stuff.
Wow.
So we got a purple room.
God.
Yeah. What is
Yeah,
the
you
color
see
room?
the color blue actually start to seep in a lot. Like, so you have the blue in the doctor's office, you have the blue bed sheets in the kid's bedroom.
Yes.
There's the blue dress that the mother wears at the party, right? So it's kind of, there's less, like, blue is typically calm and stable, but the plot is very much going the other way.
We got
Dude,
the
I wonder
nice
how they made
red.
this. Scene,
They don't do this anymore, thankfully.
No. God damn, this shit was
Figured out
disturbing,
other
man.
ways to look at your brain.
And just how loud it is. I was like, oh, this is really fucked up, man. God.
Dude, one thing I really do love about The Exorcist that not a lot of horror movies have tried to do it, even though there are a lot of different like Exorcist ripoffs, as we were saying. Like,
Oh, God, yeah.
none of them ever tackle the medical aspect of it.
Yeah.
No.
To be
No,
fair, it's because they go for the shock value of it all. No
Yes.
one, like, all these knockoff movies don't go to, okay, what's the explanation? How are people tackling it? It's just immediately to, oh, what's the fucked up thing the demon's gonna make the possessed person do next?
Yeah.
So
They
the
don't-
brain is
yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's
This
like,
is it.
you
Yeah.
know,
Is this when they
we're
walk
going
into
down
the
the
room?
list of what could be wrong with her?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that can tell you something about how like horror has evolved, you know? Like now it's just shock
Yeah.
horror, but before you needed to like see the explanation and have your reality broken down, and that was the horror of it, you know? The fact that the demon exists implies that heaven
just in
and hell
general, yeah.
exist. It implies
Right.
like an existential
The
crisis,
duality.
and that's like the terror.
Yeah.
But
You have to
today
make
you
sure
don't
to
have
like
that. It's
rule
just a
out all
jump
the
scare.
science. You know.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
scene here is where she's flip flopping back and forth. Yeah, there's a lawsuit with this, wasn't there? Because she got seriously injured.
She got hurt.
Yeah,
Shit. Yeah, she did.
She did.
they whipped her like.
Her screams are real.
And I just love how, like, I know they're medical doctors, right? There's technically science, but they want to have like a science. But if you saw your kid doing that, I think I would just throw all that shit out the window immediately and go, yeah.
Dude, I
Her
just jump
eyes
on the
and
kid, bro.
Her eyes
She's
go
fucking-
white and her neck inflates. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
And she slaps the shit out of the doctor, which was kind of funny, actually.
the sow is
Metaphor.
mine.
It's metaphor.
Me, fuck me. Yeah.
That's a body double, by the way. It's a body double doing the
Right,
fuck
right.
me part. So
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah,
three
not
people
the-
played Reagan. There's
Reagan.
Linda Blair. There's the stunt double, and then there's the voice. What's her name?
Mercedes something.
Mercedes. Yeah, Carlisle or something.
Yeah, they sedate her to the point where they're like, she's going to be out for days.
till tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, she's fucked up. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're trying to go through all these scientific theories and just what could happen next, what she should do next, and then she's like, "All right, obviously there's something else going on here." She's losing her shit, and
yeah,
Yeah,
split personality. It's not real. Psychiatry.
yeah, we're not going to go to a psychiatrist. Any meaningful psychiatrist would say, "Oh, exhaust all the medical opinions first, and then go to." And this shit here again,
Do
it's
another
fucking-
brain scan. It's like in Butters in South Park when he
Yeah.
Cartman's ghost.
Yeah, and then they're like, "There's nothing wrong," and then they're asking, "Do you have any drugs in the house?" Or like, "Do you
It's a
have
funny
any,
line because she says I don't smoke grass. Like she puts emphasis on smoke. I don't even
She
smoke
eats
grass.
edibles. She eats them.
Yeah, I boof it. Yeah.
It's the 70s. It's the 70s.
Yeah.
She should be putting emphasis on the grass, right? I don't smoke.
So
I don't even smoke grass.
Yeah, they're
right?
just So
like
this is
Stevie Nicks, you know.
So they finally just admit, all right, it's time to get a psychiatrist, a psychologist. Yeah, it's just not. And then she comes in and the fucking lights are flickering and
phone ringing, nobody's there.
Phone ringing, nobody's there. Yeah, there's a lot of shit starting. to
Yeah,
happen.
you see, like this is why I say that the movie
starting to
starts
pick
to
up.
be interesting now because everything is just starting to come to fruition.
She also just drove past the crime scene behind the stairs.
Yeah, okay.
Like, they
Speaking
live
of
around
that,
the block. They live around the
yeah.
block.
So that was another point. So she drives by the crime scene. She ignores it, obviously, and then you find out later who was there. But that whole thing was weird,
right? What the fuck is
like,
he doing in the room?
Why was he in the room? And she's just like, what? And then the window's open, and then you're like, oh, okay. So then later when you find out what happened to him, and you're like, oh shit. So she fucking chucked him out of the window.
She's still sedated, right? From today.
Yeah. Supposedly,
I missed that because I was wondering, like, how did they skip that? Because like he left the party, so he wasn't in there when there was when she was talking about you're all going to die up there, and then he dies, and then you find out that he was thrown out the window, and I'm like, when did that happen?
They skipped a lot of plot there.
Some point between the sedation and this doctor's visit.
Well, I mean, at that point, it would become like a plot hole completely, you know?
Massive.
Because this is too it's too big for you to just have it through headcanon.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna say, Vex?
No, I just realized, like, when we see the kid in the opening shot, she's lying on her belly with the sheets off and the window's open. And then it's meant to be just like, oh, it happens to be happening again. But now, man, this is so fucked up. Now that I'm thinking that the director was in
think
there,
about
like,
it. Yeah,
he fucking pulled down the sheets. She's out fucking cold. Like,
and yes, it's fucking disgusting. I know, but
dude, fuck you, Stupenzo, for making me see the movie.
Yeah, I know. All I thought about the whole fucking time I'm watching is like, God damn it,
I just watched Sound of Freedom the other day too, and it's just like, oh my god, this is
it's all in your mind at that point.
Show goes on the brain.
Like,
yeah. And then she gets pissed at her assistant because she was left alone, right? Because she had to go
I had Burke stay with him.
Yeah, I figured he would take care of her.
Well, Burke was up there trying to teach her about pronouns, and he ended up in the window.
And it's interesting that she gets so upset because
she gets really angry.
This just goes to show that she's never there. Like
she's
wholly dependent on someone else raising her kid right now.
Yep. And then this is where she gets told that he's dead, right? He fell down the steps. And I'm just sitting there going,
the placement of the steps and her window too is really
fucking weird.
It's like Jesus, man, that's like shitty ass architecture.
Yeah, look at her. Her skin's starting to change at this point. She's just detached.
Hey, Uninspired, did you think of the Joker when you saw those stairs?
No.
Oh God, fucking please! Now they're gonna be dancing and singing down them in the new one.
Oh my God,
the new Joker movie with the So this is where they hypnotize her, right?
Yeah, she's doing the Pazuzu pose too. With her hand.
Yep.
And also she's mirroring the picture behind her of the daughter, which is a freaky ass picture to have of your daughter clasping her hands. If you go back forward or go forward, one she's like,
oh, right there, yeah.
Wow,
pose.
good call.
Good catch there. Good catch. Yeah. You want? Yeah. This is, and then she's like, "I'm speaking to the person inside you," and then there's like a foul smell that comes out because they all back up.
Probably
now. I have a question. Did we skip the spider walk scene? Is that after the?
It's after
coming.
that. Well, no,
It's
this
coming
is not the direct. That's in the.
No, I think it's after this.
Oh,
Are
this
they
is
doing
not the
that?
director's cut.
Are they doing that because?
This is the standard cut. That's why.
Cool.
Sorry, Cannoli.
Cool.
Sorry, Cannoli.
God damn you, Jay.
Are they doing that because they're indicating that she shit herself and they just didn't show it? Because you guys are talking about they went with the piss, so like now she's having full blown.
I would guess it's whatever's like her mouth opens up, and I think
her mouth opens. So I think it's more like
a sulfur.
Like, as soon as I thought about it, I thought, they probably smell like a strong sulfur smell relating that.
Dude,
to
this part was great though. He grabs the fucking guy's dick, and I love how the camera work.
Hard. I don't like in the director's cut how they flash a demon face on her.
He's stupid. Yeah, I didn't like the director's cut. I didn't like.
I
it.
do like a lot of stuff in the director's cut.
Some
like
of
when
it, but not all of it.
when Father Merrin asks what the middle name is. It's
yeah,
Teresa.
little
Yeah.
things. Yeah,
The whole stuff.
That's the
about,
one that I watched.
I didn't
I
like the
watched the
spider
director's
walk
cut,
up.
too.
Yeah, that's the one I watched too.
The spider walk is confusing in the movie, but in the book, it's
Weird.
creepy. It's how she always
Yeah.
walks around. And there's the original version of the spider walk where she walks down and she flips over and she has a little snake tongue that splits out, and then she goes after
Slithering.
Sarah, the
Oh
assistant.
yeah.
And in the book, she's constantly being chased by Reagan doing the spider walk, and so she's like licking her ankles and stuff. Like that's freaky.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. It's some wild shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's some wild. Yeah, this is where the detective meets the priest who's jogging.
Rocky
and-
Balboa. Yeah, look,
this
the
guy was
detective
weird.
is the dude from 12 Angry Men.
12
He's
Angry
the
Men,
juror.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn rotten kids.
Yep.
I got
But yeah, he-
assigned to a case of a man falling down the stairs.
What do we think about the cop? He's a little weird.
Oh, dude, this is actually my favorite scene in the entire
It's
movie.
good.
I just think
Yeah.
it's such a good scene. They have good
Yeah.
chemistry.
Mhm.
It
Good acting.
flows well. It gives you some good exposition, and it tells you so much about the characters too, and it advances the plot. It does for me, this is my favorite scene in the
the whole
entire
movie?
film. Yeah.
Okay.
That and then
that's
at the end, you get that again.
Yes.
Yep.
The director's cut.
Mhm.
I thought it was interesting though, of all of the people that this family and whatnot is encountering, even this priest, it's a police detective that brings up the idea of something otherworldly
Witchcraft.
killing this dude
Mhm.
on it's not the doctors, it's not the priest, it's not even the mother or friend, it's an officer of all things, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Policemen see some shit, man, in the field.
They have to, exhaust all options. So yes,
Well, he tells this guy later, like the guy's head was found like spun all the way around.
Around.
And, seemed like he was killed and thrown out of that window.
and then he's also going to him because he's a he's a psychiatrist and a priest. So he's giving, he wants both opinions from the doctor's standpoint and from the religious and what he's seen. And you're right, they do play each other off. They play off each other very well.
Should have been
It's
played
even-
by Gene Hackman.
No.
That'd been great.
Absolutely, I would have loved.
Sure.
I love Gene Hackman. But yeah,
Connection right off the bat. You
Yeah,
know, right.
Popeye
I was just
Donuts.
watching The Firm last night. It had Gene Hackman in it.
Oh yeah.
Too bad the movie wasn't that great. Book is better. Yeah. So he goes into this thing about movies, and he's like, I can get tickets to all the. It was just funny. I like
Both
the
of
back
these
and
guys are
forth
lonely dudes, lonely old dudes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
he's always trying to rope someone into going to the movies.
Go to the movies. I love
like me.
talking film.
It's like me trying to get people to come in my stupid Discord and watch crappy movies with me.
Yeah. This is where they're at the clinic now, and she's look at her. Cuts on her
Deteriorating.
face.
Can you go back?
Yeah.
Can you go back one?
Right here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what happened to the to the closed caption? But that's a real word.
It didn't. Oh God, I did get firm, Gord. Thank you.
Scrumdiddlyumptious possession.
That word
Skinny
seems out of
rinky-dink.
place. Yeah, this is where they have the panel of doctors and talking about what to do next. And go ahead. Whoever
Yeah.
wants to-
Now, this is where I wanted to talk about the whole Lestering thing because it's like
do it.
this is where they say, hey, we've exhausted all options. We might want to go to a priest, which is pretty crazy for a doctor to tell you.
Doctor to say, yeah.
But
Yep.
But what's fucked up is nobody has brought up the possibility, which is so obvious. I mean, she is possessed by a demon in this movie for sure,
right.
like for real. But if I was a doctor or a psychiatrist or anybody, the first thing I'd be asking was she Lestered? Because she's exhibiting
PTSD,
all the symptoms.
Right.
She's like suggestive language, suggestive actions. She's also
The
she,
peeing.
like I said, she said she sexually assaults that man. She has a very volatileness to men, people of the opposite sex.
Mhm.
She's like I said, just doing all this stuff, wetting herself, like Vex said. It's just like, something is probably. Why hasn't
It's the
anyone
70s.
addressed
It's
this?
It's the 70s, though. They don't want to know what happens behind closed doors.
I was gonna say,
They
yeah,
don't-
it's pretty common for
Very
this
closed
stuff
in.
to just
Yeah.
stay behind closed doors. Even doctors aren't really widely acknowledging
No.
sexual assaults, even in children at this
Right.
time.
Now you're
So-
opening up a can that they don't want to
Wait,
open.
yeah.
Like
So
Yeah, I
the,
assume
the
it's not
doc.
brought up for that reason. And
Hey,
others.
Cage and Corey. So the doctors were even saying like what were they trying to explain? Like that she's not really possessed, but she believes it so much
Yeah.
that it's actually
Placebo.
causing the
Yeah,
placebo
it's like a
effect,
mental
yeah.
illness.
If she believes
Right,
she's
right,
possessed, then she'll believe an exorcism might cure her.
Yeah,
And this is where the cop finds one of her dolls,
clay
right at the
dolls,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom of the.
And it's like placed there. There's no way it like
Yeah.
fell down there, which means when the fuck did Reagan go down there?
No,
You know,
Vex,
she
you
does-
brought up a point about this part with the cross. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Spencer. Go
No,
ahead,
no,
finish your
fine.
thought, buddy.
No.
finish your
probably
thought.
climbed out the window. Man.
I was just gonna say how she does leave the room
Yeah.
occasionally, you know.
Yeah. Vex, you brought the point though about the cross in our chat, right? How somebody placed a cross under her pillow, but nobody.
Oh,
admits to
just
it.
the way this
She-
fucking dumb cunt of a mother reacts to it. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like,
She gets
bro,
she
you-
gets mad.
yeah, you're
Yeah, I mean,
thrusting, you're
it's not
thrusting your
wanting
kid into
to
every which
accept-
way doctor's office, and then
Right.
you're bossing all these people around who do these things. You're not even around to take care of your kid, and nothing's working, and you get upset that someone puts a fucking cross in
Yeah.
her room.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could also be. It's also like one of the stages of grief. Like before acceptance is this anger. Like, oh, my child
the
isn't possessed by a
denial.
demon. That's ridiculous.
Right.
But then
I don't wanna
you got
believe
people
this.
putting crosses around the kid. It's like, hey, fucking, this is not a
Yeah,
demon.
see.
That's
Yeah, it's
don't
like
steal
people
it.
are reinforcing what you don't want to hear.
Right.
So
But yeah,
You just
Yeah,
don't
Well,
want to.
that's why it was so controversial when it came out, because it was anti-religious back in the 70s.
so
Yes.
it's also very important that when the detective shows up, she puts that cross on that little nightstand where the little lamp is by the stairs at the bottom of the stairs. That's where she leaves the cross. All right.
Yep.
Just keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
We know where
Yes,
it's found
I know.
later.
Yes.
We definitely know where it's. Yeah. So he's just going into detail. Dude, another good scene. This guy, man, he's just getting facts right. He's asking a lot of questions and trying to get as much detail as possible. And I like the dialogue here. It's just done. This guy's a good actor.
yeah, dude, it's really good because right now, like he's asking her sincerely. It's like, yo, what was Burke doing? You know,
Yeah.
what was Burke doing? Let's address.
Why was
the
he
question
here? Yeah. Why was he
directly.
there? There.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the mom is
Yeah.
so oblivious too, which is it's so it's still.
I think it's more
fascinating
denial.
to me.
I think it's more
Yeah. She just doesn't want
'Cause-
to accept
Yeah.
it.
Because he says like whoever fucking spun his head around and threw him out of your window was very
pretty
strong.
goddamn powerful.
But she
he
knows
did-
that her daughter's been exhibiting superhuman strength this whole time.
Yes.
She doesn't say anything.
Yes.
Woman.
Fucking
It's like
woman.
Vex said.
Fucking
She's like refusing to
liberals.
accept responsibility, refusing to embrace the
liberal
fact
woman.
that she's at fault.
Yeah, liberal woman. Yeah, and this is the photos that he's starting to look at, and then he doesn't he notice the things on the clay things on the
Yeah.
windowsill too? Yeah,
More,
trinkets.
more Pazuzu references too, with like chimeras and animals and stuff.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, and then he's like, then he goes into another thing here, right? About what was it about me? What the hell was he saying to her about movies? Or what the fuck was it? He was
I
like,
love doing that film Angel. and I want an
Yeah.
autograph.
Sign. Yeah, I want an autograph. Then he lies and
Mhm,
says
like-
his first
like-
Because
dollar.
he loves
Yeah.
going to the movies. That'd be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me.
He's like,
how
I
she gave
lied.
him, like
It's
2
for
or 3
me.
cups of coffee.
Right.
Seen it 6 times.
Yeah. I'll come back when she's feeling better. And it's just like, she's like, oh, fuck. She's like, I think at this point, she's like, oh, okay, I think I know what happened. And yeah.
But
isn't
at this
good.
point, like,
See,
this
please
is where
no,
her
yeah.
daughter, this is where she starts to go off again. And it's like, why doesn't she get the cop as a witness to this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I like
Like
to picture
that-
the cop like hearing it and just being like,
What is going
just keeps walking like oblivious, like,
Like,
I'm going up to the movies.
It's true, Gord. It's
Yeah.
true. Thank you, buddy. Gingers.
Um,
Fucking ginger. They're already possessed.
But also more freaky Lester stuff is like you hear what I think sounds like Burt Denning's voice.
Yes.
Like slow down, say, do it, you bitch,
Yes.
do it.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is the crucifix scene, and this is so much stuff happening in
Oh.
so much rapid succession. First, we've
Oh,
got the
God.
windows closed and all the shit blowing in the room. Then you've
Right.
got her breaking her own hymen with a crucifix.
Oh,
And,
that shit was hard to watch, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
yeah.
That was nasty.
then
Imagine
she
being a woman watching it.
sexually
No, I know,
assaults her
it's-
own mother in the most graphic way I think ever depicted in a movie ever to date.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Yeah. A lot of
Mike
people
Duchert's-
walked out of this. A lot of people walked out of this scene from what
This is a lot.
I found out today. It was a lot,
then-
for that time. Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, all the fucking superstitions are suddenly confirmed, like immediately after this, too, with the moving furniture
Yes.
and the head spinning
Yes.
around. But what's even crazier, and I didn't notice this until the first time today, was before the chair starts moving and the dresser starts moving, you see the butler, like his feet are like past, he's like on the floor.
Yeah.
And apparently in the book, like he is like knocked unconscious. So maybe he's the one who brought the cross to her, or she freaky snuck down and got the cross herself. Either way, it's creepy.
Yeah, it's fucking.
But then her head spins around and she does the line of, Burt Dennings, confessing. Also, the guy who recorded that line died shortly after that of influenza.
Oh, that's
that was
shocking.
Like his last contribution to film.
Yeah, that's some contribution. Wow. Yeah, so this is where she's meeting Father Karras for the first time finally, and they're gonna have a nice little chat about her daughter. And so he said he went to like some of the best Johns Hopkins and Harvard and like all these naming off all these top schools for psychiatry.
Yeah, psychiatry.
Sorry, I'm a little slow.
Noticed.
I'm with
Psychiatrists prescribe drugs, right?
Yes.
Psychologists do not.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Psychologists refer to psychiatrists.
I kind of agree with Roman. There's some things. I don't know. You think you can get away with some of the stuff in this movie today?
Oh, 100% you could.
I think now more. I think actually now more than
Man, A24 could probably get away with all of this shit if they made a movie.
No shit.
Can we talk about the lighting in this movie because it's done so well?
It's great.
The filming. Like, I was trying to look at what we were using for this film, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But it looks great. It looks fantastic.
Very documentary.
Yes, it's. I don't know. To me, it just still holds up. It's crisp. It's clean. It's giving you the vibes that you need from a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's ahead of its time for sure.
Yeah. The lighting was really well
in a good way where it makes you think of the 70s.
2001 Space Odyssey of horror. In terms of what it
That's
did.
a good call. Yeah.
But even later on in the movie, like when they're in the room and it's dark and everything, and like the lighting's perfect.
Lighting
it's
excellent.
I'm just like, holy crap, they did this so well.
Yeah.
This is one of those great lines that's like, there shouldn't be any intentional levity, but this is like accidental levity where she's like, hey, so what if you do, someone confesses, do you go to the cops? No. Okay. And how does someone go about an exorcism?
You go see an exorcism.
It's like,
excuse me?
That's like,
yeah.
So
anyway,
an exorcism. Yeah.
It should have been the third question, the third question to round out,
Yeah, and he's just basically saying we don't do that. The Catholic Church hasn't done these in so long. Like nobody practices it.
Yeah, the thing I love about the movie too is the approach that they take, like of priests and their relation to exorcism. It's like exorcism isn't something that the Catholics do all the time. It's not like one of those weird worlds in horror movies like The Conjuring, for example. They're like, oh yeah, we do it whenever. It's like, nah, man.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna drop something, and it's gonna blow your mind. So my ex-wife,
Gooch?
her father, no, but her father's a deacon in the Catholic Church, very very strong Catholic Church. He does exorcisms apparently.
Oh shit. I've already
So
we got
I just found out about this.
Let's get him on the show.
No. I said X. What part X?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nothing to do with that. But yeah, apparently he does exorcism. So I mean,
oh wow, wow.
Out of curiosity, what did he think about how it's depicted in film? Like not necessarily this one, but just in general. Is there any realism to it?
I don't and I'm getting this from my son, but everything when it comes to religion, they get upset with it because they don't depict it properly, and they have trouble with kind of like some religious, I mean, even the Passion for Christ,
Passion of the Christ,
Passion of the Christ, yeah.
Another one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah, he loved the movie, but there were some things that he just strongly disagreed with in it. So, I mean,
that's Hollywood,
That's Catholics, right? They're
they're very strong in their beliefs.
Yeah, they're hypocrites.
Yes.
Oh yes.
There's nothing out there that's 100%.
Accurate,
the Last Samurai was, a white dude apparently. There's nothing ever really represented out there. But you do got to recognize the fact that this made the Catholic Church get more recruits than any other movie.
That's true, yeah. Oh, dude, like I've personally seen some scary shit. And
What
man,
the fuck are you doing at night, man? Where are you going in France?
black,
Where you're
man.
Robbing
Oh,
banks.
I forgot. Shit,
Dude,
my bad.
I
Good
grew
point,
up in
Vex.
West Africa, bro. I grew up in West Africa.
That's
man.
true. That's true. I forgot where. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
seen some scary shit, man. I've had like some nightmares and stuff like that. It's like, dude,
Jeez, man.
I saw a
there's
white
so
white
much
cop
stuff.
walking towards me, man.
Oh, dude, I'll even tell you when we get off air, man. There's like some weird
yeah,
shit.
please do.
Oh, dude, it's
He'll talk about
insane.
how to enhance yourself
Okay,
with rhino horn.
Before we do that, like uninspired, like is there like a lot of missionary stuff still happening there, or is it like
I mean, you've got like Jehovah's Witnesses over there, but like it's mostly people that are there because there's like big American churches established, you know,
yeah,
like
Oh, okay.
Protestant American churches that are
Yeah.
established. So it's basically the people from there that just ride around on bicycles, but they're not like people coming in from around, you know. Maybe they're doing exchanges with America, so people are coming off and on, but
Interesting.
not really. I don't think
Wherever
you have
the-
missionary status anymore.
Yeah. 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 I want to hear some of your shit after the show's over, so we'll talk about that.
I never
Yeah,
liked
man.
missionary anyway, so
Wow. not the whole time, no. But yeah, so this is where they bring in the priest to the house, right? And because she finally convinces him, he just feels bad for her. He's like, "Fuck it, I'll go talk to her as a psychiatrist, see what happens." And yeah, so she's strapped
but
down.
you notice like, going back to the lighting, like
Yeah, it's great.
earlier in the movie, everything like Vex brought it up. Everything was bright, and like you saw
Yep.
the sun, you saw everything. Now you're seeing that dark, like winter
Overcast.
coming in because it was
Yes.
like it's November now, right?
Right.
And so you're seeing that cold atmosphere come in. Like everything's kind of becoming grayer and
Yep.
darker. It's so
It's
well
great.
done.
No, it's fantastic. And I get we're like only 42 minutes left in the movie, and finally getting to her being like seeing a full on character talking with her. Yeah, I am not Reagan. Yeah,
Yeah, and
She
this
just-
first time he encounters her, it's very suggestive that she's possessed because it's like, hey, I might have a daughter possessed. Okay, let me go look at her. And you go
I would
upstairs
say
to
she's
famous
possessed,
actresses, house and into her daughter's bedroom, and you
Yeah.
see this, and you're like, holy God, okay, this is
Dude,
pretty
I
scary.
think I'd believe every single conspiracy
Yeah,
theory
really.
ever
Dude,
if I see this
seriously.
shit.
yeah. And
Also,
I like
like
how-
all the wounds self-afflicted, they
Yes.
tried making tests where she becomes like more demonic looking, but the idea of her just cutting herself was just way scarier.
yes,
You know?
yeah, and I like how he's trying to test to like say, hey, show me, you could break the straps, right? If you're the devil, then because doesn't she say like I'm the devil or something? She actually says it. Specific, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, and then he's like, it's fucking great.
She's got that voice all of a sudden.
Your mother's in
mother's
here
in
with us, Scariest. It's fucking great. If that's true,
Dude,
what's
the
her maiden
eyes,
name,
man?
dude?
But
No.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is really his moment of the beginning of him understanding.
back.
He lost.
Oh,
He
God.
said he's lost. Yeah, this is the moment that he gets it. But yeah, this is
Yeah,
where
the
he's
pea soup.
lost his faith.
Yeah,
That's
he's completely
kind
lit
of
on.
the point of all this is that he's lost his faith and he's become like, I guess, kind of like what Vex had pointed out, like her mother.
Yeah,
And it takes him longer than I think it would take any of us on this panel to say,
yeah.
a little possessy.
There's a little
you
something
know?
fucked up going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Who doesn't
he
like
says about he
peace?
talks about her mother. He talks about she talks about like his dead mother, and then vomits pea soup when getting interrogated about the maiden name, and
Yeah,
it
it
goes
cuts
right
to
into
the
the
wolf.
actor's mouth. He did not expect that. He
Oh
hates that.
no! And I like how they
Yeah.
show the wolf on the.
Yeah, that was a misfire. It was supposed to like, shoot onto the chest of the other priest, and instead it went.
I mean,
into
who
his
hasn't
mouth.
had that happen?
I don't know. I don't want to know what you're doing over there in Tennessee, Whitey. Okay.
More chimeras.
Yeah, chimeras, and then wasn't there a tree with like dark image? There was a picture of a tree with like demon faces on, not demon, like eyes,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was some weird shit. But yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, the demon's
Yeah.
been here the whole movie, for sure.
right.
Been here since the beginning.
The beginning.
But even the basement was brighter earlier, and now it's even darker.
It's a little dimmer. Yeah, and he's basically saying he needs evidence. So he's explaining what he needs to hear and what
tape to present.
There's also an interesting thing in what the mother is doing. This is the first time in this entire movie that you see the mother being a fucking mother. She's ironing clothes.
Yeah.
She doesn't cook breakfast.
That's the patriarchy, Vex.
Yeah, this is the first time we see her doing something that fits into what's labeled as the traditional female role.
That's a good catch.
The other part here too.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention the other part here. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Uninspired, but the other part here, I was waiting for her to talk about the Ouija board again and say like she was playing around with the Ouija board a lot, and she didn't say anything about that. Like talk about Mr. Howdy.
Oh, she doesn't bring that up at all. Yeah.
So like he's asking about like how difficult it is to get an exorcism and what he needs to confirm an exorcism. I don't understand why she doesn't bring that up.
Just say that. Yeah, that is weird. And then he even says that, did you know my mother died? Which the other priest told. Remember, and she's like, did she know? Did Reagan know? And he's like, no. And he's just like, okay. I think at that point he's like, okay, yeah, this is happening.
More creepy shit. Yeah, the detective is outside on the curb. And he sees fucking Reagan walking around in the room, and that's something I didn't get until I was older.
I never. Me neither. Yeah, it's fucking creepy, man. Yeah, and he's doing his priest things here. So he's finally starting to like. This is where Mighty was saying find his faith a little bit again. He's scared, so he's like, "All right, where do I go? We go back to my faith." Do a little ritual.
I got the opposite. I got the opposite of that.
You think it was forcing it?
I think at that point he was like, if there is an exorcism in this girl, I'm gonna take it and put it in me. Like I think just based on the that's what I was getting out of it. Like I think he wanted to torture himself because of his mother's dying.
What happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't agree with you, but I think it's an interesting interpretation.
It's an interesting point. And they were talking about the lighting here, how it's even cold. The room's colder looking and brighter.
Everything is baby cushioned, so she can't hurt herself with the bed frame or anything, like bash her head in or anything.
I like how I was like, did you do that? Did you just do that?
Yeah, did you do that?
Did you do that? It wasn't me.
And she just goes,
and then the response, like, maybe later if you're around.
But what's funny is like the first time he encounters her, it's very suggestive that she is possibly possessed. But then the second time, she's throwing all these curveballs by speaking all the language she speaks is like gibberish, not gibberish, but like rudimentary phrases. It's like I absolve you and other stuff that she would have heard. Noom de plan, fucking plume de tant is some kind of. It's like saying donde está la biblioteca. It's like it's rudimentary nonsense, and then also reacting to the holy water, the tap water, as if it were holy water.
Really was in holy water. Yeah, keep it away
because she knows he's recording this. So
But there's also this is the part that it blows me away. There's an IV hooked up to her.
Yes.
So now I'm thinking, okay, why don't they give her some Roqueform or something that paralyzes the body so she's not doing these
convulsions and moving around? Yeah.
I don't think that matters.
Well, it was the 70s. Maybe it wasn't like relevant or anything like that.
Because the demon would just overtake it anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah.
Also, like Vex said, she's supposed to have like crazy diarrhea when she just wears diapers. So she smells horrific.
So who's she talking to on the phone here? Was just a friend.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's just going through the motions, and then he's like, "Oh God damn it, man!
I need a scotch.
I need the ice. I can drink it straight. We're good."
Dude, look at that, man. He's like the face of depression.
Look at him. Look at him. He's like, "Oh my, my mom dies. I have no faith, and I got to deal with this bullshit."
That's what I'm talking about. He's debating what he wants to do with all this.
In my mouth. That's where
she spit in my mouth.
She's trying to shove people into her gooch. I mean, it's crazy.
This is where the mom tells him, like, she killed Burke. Like she finally accepts it, or she at least says it out loud. It's but he tells her about the holy water, and it's not really holy water. And he did record her saying all the weird shit. But yeah, this is where the mom admits. But yeah, and this guy catches it that it's English backwards. That she said, yeah.
Sorry, Cannoli. Going back to who she was talking to, I think it was her manager, like in L.A. That's what it seemed like.
Okay.
That's what it seemed like to me.
I can't shoot anymore.
I can't do this. No activist scenes for me. So
listening to these scenes alone in the dark room, this is like creepy shit. And this is pretty substantial evidence that something's wrong with her.
She names the priest, the older priest, right?
Aaron, yeah. And here's another thing. And going back to what Vex was saying in the beginning there about the statement, like during the whatchamacallit, with everyone with the signs and everything, they're doing their stance there. Do you think she was kind of also portraying kind of like a Jane Fonda figure in this movie? Because Jane Fonda was in the forefront for like Vietnam, women's rights, all those kind of things.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
and she cut her hair short during that time too. So there's kind of like a Shirley MacLaine, Jane Fonda character in there
going on. That would make sense for the time, sure.
I mean, that was just a popular haircut, though. To be fair, as well in that part of the 70s, right? So it could go either way.
Hey, Sharpie.
Sharpie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen to those recordings at all.
Oh, no.
Even with people in the room. Fuck, never mind alone.
But also that famous jump scare of the telephone. That was like the famous shotgun scene.
Yeah,
when he freaking fires a shotgun on stage and scared the shit out of him. And of course, like all the takes they use are the ones like the one where Ellen Burstyn is thrown.
Thrown off her back, broken her back.
Later when she's on the levitating bed or the bouncing bed, like that was shot after that, and her back was still fucked up from that. She got like permanent back damage from that. And then also, this shotgun thing. I can't remember the actor's name, but Father Karras, the actor, he like got so pissed at William Friedkin for that because it's like, hey, I'm an actor, I can act surprised. You know?
Yeah, let me do my job.
Scared. You don't need to fire a shotgun over my head, dude.
So this is where
Miller. I want to say Jason Miller.
Yeah, Jason Miller.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. This is where the assistant calls the priest going, I got to show you this thing. I don't want the mother to see it. And then it was kind of fucked up where they go in the room and they open up her shirt and on her stomach it says, help me, right? It's scraped into her stomach.
And I want to say this is like the third or fourth and final time we hear non-diegetic music, and every time the music is only like a couple seconds long, and it's usually those crazy strings, and it's just like it's over. It's like
exactly. It sounds exactly like he just said.
This part freaked me out as a kid. Like this is the part that started freaking me out.
She's inside the body saying, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Oh God, man. Yeah.
Also, the fact that they refrigerated that set for real, such a waste of money.
Yeah.
It got so cold that it actually snowed one time in that room.
No shit.
Wow, that's incredible.
But also because they were using they're using like the high pressure like the ballast lights that produce a lot of heat back in those days. So like they can only shoot for a little bit, then they have to turn off all the lights and let the room get cold again. So it's like such a waste of money.
Just like the Shining set where they're fucking burned down. They were using so much light. Wow, that's wild. So this is where he wants to go get an exorcism. He's like, all right, hey, listen, here's my proof. I believe it. What the fuck do we do here, basically? And he's like, all right, I got the guy. I got a guy. I know a guy. Yeah. We're going to get this guy, and we're going to bring him in. And then they're talking about
Father Marin.
Let's go get an exorcism, like
We
shopping
need
for
cheech.
boots.
Well, let's see what we can get here. Can we get a bargain? 2-for-1 sale. But
They're
he
Catholic, not Jewish.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm sorry.
No.
We're not making any Jew jokes this week. Okay?
Oh yeah, sorry.
God damn it, Brady.
Why?
Hold on. When did we agree to that? I don't want to stop making Jew jokes. Hold on.
Fine. All right, I voted out. We can make Jew jokes all week now.
All right, so they need Father Cheech here.
Father Cheech. Yeah, and they're talking about like how old he is, and this is where they get into where he was in Africa and that exorcism almost killed him. But now he's much older.
Should have started off with that. I think
like I said, we have the Iraq stuff, and we don't know about this strange man, and then we kind of hear about it in a couple sentences, and I don't know, it's just one of those things where it could have been a different way. And I think on the director's cut,
creepy.
if you have the director's cut, then allegedly this is you actually hear her kind of whisper Marin right here in this part of the movie.
Yeah, you do.
Take that out of the director's cut, kind of. But yeah, the famous cover.
One of the most infamous fucking scenes of him walking
Oh,
up
look,
into
it's the shot. It's the shot.
It's the shot from the thing.
I think the other part is that he had probably he came back overseas, from Iraq because he kind of knew something was happening. So as soon as he got the call, he's like right away, he's there.
Great, yeah.
He's like, I'll be there in a week.
Here comes the patriarchy.
This is the patriarchy keeping the mom out.
Yeah, we'll talk about the scene when they go in. We'll see if she's really like not allowed in there. Like, seems like she didn't want to go in there at all.
Yeah,
she doesn't believe though. Like even by the end of the film, she still doesn't believe. So it's like, why would she be in there anyways?
Right. Yeah. Well, because men, men are the problem. Vex, you didn't know that?
Stupid cunt.
Bitch.
The funny thing about this. These guys are a couple years apart.
I know. Look at the makes how well they did this. Yeah, he played it well, man. He played it well.
He looks like he's 80 years old here, and
I also like when maybe it's only in the director's cut, but how he gets offered brandy. He's getting tea. He's praying the rosary. Gives him some tea. And he's like, "Could I put some brandy in that for you?" And he's like, "My doctor says I shouldn't, but thank God, my will is weak." My will is weak.
And he's going through the scenario. He's going through the scenario with the priest about how, this is what the devil's going to say. He mixes lies with the truth, and he's going to fuck with you. And you just ignore it. Just don't fucking, But of course he doesn't. But yeah, yes, yeah. So she's just knitting. She's doing womanly things here. She cleaned clothes before. She ironed. Now she's knitting.
She's dressing more modestly. No, I'm just joking.
Hold on a second here. Yeah, so they just
directors coming to fuck her kid anymore as well.
No child diddling. No child. He's just getting.
I also love this aspect about how the demon's a deceiver. The demon will lie to you. It's like in Demon Night and stuff when it's like they don't do that enough. Where the demons just tell you one thing and do another. Just lie.
Actually, they're gonna do it in the Exorcist sequel. The Exorcist deceiver.
It's a whole thing.
Right.
I actually do have a clip here. I have a clip of this scene here. It's pretty interesting.
This. Did you see this? Look at this.
He was so perfect.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
James Woods is like
the funniest part of the whole movie.
I need to bless the house. He goes and takes a shit.
Also, wasn't it Natasha Leone? She was the.
It is, yeah.
I love James Woods.
Good call, Vex.
Yeah,
he's
so good. He's so good.
That was perfect. We had to throw a little levity. That was great. Yeah, so this is where they're prepping. He's getting his holy waters cross, and he's silent. And he throws. Go ahead, sorry.
I would say before they go into the room, how cool it is! One of the best battle prep scenes where they're putting on robes and blessing.
Yeah, getting ready for war.
And like I said in the director's cut, he asked the mother, "What's your daughter's maiden or middle name?" And it's Teresa. And apparently, especially Catholics, they'd give their kids lots of names, especially in the 16th century.
Mm-hmm.
Because the demon can't possess you unless it knows your full name, which is
so they get 18
very
names. Mary,
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. And he gets spit on. And I like this reaction. He gets spit on. He's like, "Fuck."
That's some lung butter, dude.
Yeah, and then
it doesn't even phase him.
Yeah, the other priest almost lunges, and he's like, no big deal.
Who did the voice of the demon? Her name again?
Mercedes something.
Yeah, well, she, was gargling raw eggs and drinking again.
Careful.
Phrasing.
I thought you were going to say she was gargling Bennings or something.
Literally gargling raw eggs and chain smoking and drinking gin, even though she had been sober for several years. She had her priest come into the recording studio so she can get that real raspy voice. Anyway, she supplied that lung butter that they threw in his face. That was I'm joking.
He got her back because
that's the kind of shit you cough up in the morning. It's gross.
He got her back because that water's from Flint, Michigan, so he was prepared.
No.
Yeah, they're going in on it, man. They're getting fucking hyped up here. He's screaming at her. And that devil's like, fuck this.
barking like a dog, because Pazuzu has a face of a dog, I guess. I don't know, just going crazy. And then this is where
look at that
crazy
face.
The crazy dialogue that Linda Blair had to audition saying this stuff,
Yeah.
the most vile shit.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. I actually laughed when she said that. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, and then the bed starts lifting. The bed starts
and her
lifting.
tongue's all forked, and she's like, ah.
Oh yeah, it's nasty.
Well, actually,
I mean, even now it's disturbing.
I actually have another scene here.
Father, everlasting God, who once hell, who sent your only son into the world to crush that roaring tiger.
Oh god. James Woods is a fucking great actor, man. I swear.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
God, he's so good.
Great.
But yeah, anyway, back to the series. Yeah, he is. Yeah, this is where the howling starts. Yeah, look at this shit, man. This is just
more vomiting, more expulsion.
Yeah. Let me cry unto thee. Yeah, and then she spits up on his what the fuck is that thing called?
His
Catholics wear around the
purple.
Yeah,
the rosary.
It's not a rose. There's a name for the actual.
Scarf.
It looks
like a scarf. They got a name
looks
for
like
it.
a scarf, but yeah. So he cleans it up and blesses it
his
again.
His favorite
Washes
soccer
the
team in
pea soup
England.
off.
That's
look at just like the lighting on his face.
Yeah,
look
they
how
went for the
old-
spooky lighting. They
Yeah,
had it
man.
tone.
Yeah, so well.
I imagine
It's
the mother
spooky
going in
lighting.
the room before the exorcism, like, oh, the lighting, it's got to come down. Let's set the mood.
yeah.
But you know, this movie kind of created that for for the movies.
Oh,
later
yeah.
on. This
Yeah.
gave them all the examples that they'll need on how to make
What's up,
shit
Backface?
scary.
Yeah, this is great too. But she's like, "You let your mother die, and you left her," and he gets pissed. He's like, "Shut up!"
She also does another head spin, which might have been
Yeah.
like a hallucination or something. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah, and then her straps come up and she floats and her eyes are rolling back in her fucking head. It's like, God,
Dude,
damn,
it's
man.
weird because the thing is that, like, for me, her floating is good because I feel like it's still a bit realistic, but her having her head turned back for me, like,
Looked a little too fake.
It's too fake for me. Like, it just pushed it too far.
it's too crazy.
Like,
And
it's
it's
suspended
something
my disbelief
Freakin'
too
took
much.
that from some other movie, some Japanese horror movie.
You thought it would be scarier.
Yeah, like it just suspends your disbelief way too much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. This part,
Which
yeah,
is
this
why
I agree.
They kind of cut to Karis right after that because I think it kind of, like I said, suggests maybe it's just like
Look
the
at
demon
that,
playing
dude.
tricks.
Now, again, I was like 8 when I saw this. Then I'm like, Jesus, why? And why I kept watching it is beyond me. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
But,
and what's
yeah.
funny is Linda Blair said the solid white contacts were the least painful ones she had to wear.
No shit.
And yeah, but yeah, when you do an exorcism, you basically find the phrase that, like, puts the demon under, and you just start repeating it over and over again.
The
weird.
power of Christ
compels you.
Maybe I should try Vex. Maybe you should try that with my autism.
The only cure for your autism is take your virginity with a cross.
Okay.
To the gooch.
If it works, take the gooch.
To the
Yeah.
gooch.
Look at them; they're exhausted, man. Did they take a break here? They go, all right, we're gonna go take a time out. We gotta go rebuild our strength. And
It's been 5 minutes, guys. Come on.
Literally been
Yeah.
10 minutes, yeah, and it's like we gotta
Yeah.
take a break, dude. This is.
But he's
this
an
is
old
rough.
man. He's an
Yeah.
old man. He's got to take a break.
So also
Yeah.
keep in mind that the blanket's yellow. The room is
Yeah.
very dark, gray,
Dark.
and they take their break. And they come
Look
back
at his
in the room.
face, dude. He's just sitting there
That's-
like, what the fuck is going on?
That's what I'm talking about. His face expressions indicate that he's debating his own religion and
Sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
is sacrificing himself. Even when he was at the altar, you saw that same kind of look of like,
Yeah.
what can I do to
Defeat.
save this? Yeah, like
Yeah.
But this scene right here, especially in the director's cut, is super important because it's like the crux of the movie. It's like, why this little girl? And it's like, possessing the little girl has nothing to do with anything. The demon's goal is to kill this little girl to
Yep.
test the faith of these priests and this woman
Yes.
and
Yes.
corrupt them. The girl is just an innocent bystander.
She
in this
just happens to be in the
That's
way.
the
Yeah.
age-old
Yeah.
question of why do
The
bad things happen to good people?
The girl is just a
Yeah.
tool the demon
True.
uses to corrupt these priests' faith.
Yeah, and then he's wiping. He's just wiping her face. So he doesn't he listen to her heart?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then back
Yeah,
to
he
Vex
does.
saying the blanket's blue now, and
Yeah,
the
it's
room
blue.
is way more lit up and blue.
Yes. Good call. Good call.
It's cold.
Dimmy, why did you do that, Dimmy?
Why you do that to me?
Why, Dimmy? You're not my
and he
mother.
became and Father albino there. I don't know what his name is, but became more and more albino throughout the movie at the end. Like I was just like, he looked like Colonel Sanders at one point. I was just like, what is going on here?
And I was like, just leave. I'll deal with this. And I'm like, this is not. And then you're watching this. I know what happens, but you just got to be thinking the first time. You're like, this is not going to end well, is it? You only got 10 minutes left in the movie.
Look at him.
Like, yeah. What the fuck is gonna...
Of course, he was out in the desert. He seemed to have a tan. He was, I know he had a little dirt on him.
Yeah, now he's got, yeah. So he's getting
some more
prepped
nitro.
He's getting prepped.
But it's also like him. He starts giving. He's not only just praying for the girl. I think he's also like, like they said, it's like he's kind of giving himself his own last rites.
Yeah.
He kind of knows. I think he knows what's about to happen, but nobody else does. It comes totally out of surprise for the viewer. Like,
and I like how the mom's like, "Is she going to die?" And the priest is like, "Nah, not tonight, bro." Like, because this is where he finally goes, "Okay, if I have to take, I think like I'm finally going to do this. She's not going to die. I'll sacrifice myself for this." But yeah, this is fucking crazy. This part. Yeah, there's this fucking cop, dude.
The detective's here at the fucking always at the
right time.
Right before or right after he's needed, And
then the mustache compels you.
You see the priest is dead.
Compels you.
Yeah, like
priest is dead. The girl's unstrapped, dude, laughing her ass off.
The fucking creepy face
and
smile.
her hands are the same as in the picture that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with claps to get. Yep.
What I do appreciate is the fact that like she's just stuck in the corner of the room alone. It's like she's not really moving around frantically.
Right.
Now remember, the mother wasn't allowed in this room because of the patriarchy.
Patriarchy. Well, they're beating the shit out of her daughter. That's what men do, right? They beat women and keep them submissive. Yeah, he's just pounding the fucking. He's like, get out of her and come into me. He's just fucking.
You just gotta discipline. You just gotta discipline the child. Sometimes you just gotta smack him.
You're wrong. Oh, that's a good shot. When the devil finally goes into him.
He had to get the eye of the tiger back,
Yeah. Then you get another flash here normally of like the
face, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes after her. Then he like reins it back in, and then jumps out the window, which was
the way he jumps out the window is super cartoonish.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What's going on in here?
Dude, it reminded me of Scott Pilgrim. It reminded me of.
It was a little. Yeah.
It reminded me of an airplane.
Oh yeah.
Rags. Yeah, and then they finally. She's back. They got Reagan back. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
You only had to, only a couple people had to die,
And this part is fucked up, man. Like the priest is like, "Do you want me to leave?" And he's grabbing his hand. I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah,
man.
dude. It was
still alive at this point. Like
bad.
I'm telling you, man. Gay vibes from the priest there.
He's like,
wants to talk
"Give
about
me
the
your
slap."
last right.
He wants to talk about the slap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Slap.
and
super cold outside. They're doing this take like a dozen times or something, and this this priest is not an actor. He can't really do it. So William Friedkin, he's like, "Hey, come over here. I'm gonna give you a little pep talk." He's like, "Do you love me?" He's like, "Do you love me?" And the priest is like, "Of course I love you, Billy." And he fucking slaps the shit out of him as hard as he could right in the face. And he's like, "Go do the scene." And it's like, the camera's already rolling. And they just see that's why he's all shaking. Finally.
What I don't understand is that chick, the assistant there.
The assistant.
Why is she stuck around? I would be out of that place faster than you could say. Like
they're
like it's hard to get good assistant jobs,
Yeah, they're moving and she's staying behind,
Yeah. She's not. Yeah, she says, "I don't want to go. Fuck that. I'm not going near your family."
I'm done with this family.
I don't want to be part of the sequel. I want to be part in part 2.
Yeah, that was Damien. Was that his thing that he left?
His little mother's.
Yeah, his little mother. Yeah. This bitch is like, "Get the fuck out of this house, please."
That was the same amulet that was in the beginning of the movie.
The beginning.
You find it in Iraq.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, she doesn't remember what happened," and then blah blah blah. And you're right, she did age. It looks like she did age a little bit.
Yeah,
her cuts have healed though. It's been
they're getting better.
I just want to know how they explained her fucking hymen getting torn to shreds.
Oh,
because like she was fucking going at it, man. Like there was some permanent damage there. Like how do they?
there's like a close-up shot at one point. It's just like Jesus, too much.
Like, how do you explain that to a kid who has no
It makes me
memory
hurt.
of any of this?
Well, and then she sees his priest, whatever that fucking thing they wear, collar, and she like hugs him and kisses him. So she must have like just off instinct remember
Subconsciously knows.
Yeah, sensed it. Like somebody helped her. Yeah, and then
But like
there's
Vic said, I think the movie ends with Ellen Burstyn. Like, I don't even know what happened, but it worked, whatever it was.
Yeah,
But
maybe it's
I don't
sort of like
believe
a dream to her. You just remember a little bit of stuff when you
the
wake
power
up.
of denial. God damn it.
And that is The Exorcist. No, we're not going to watch The Exorcist 2.
Oh my god, The Exorcist 2.
Linda Blair, she grew up to be quite the babe. If you guys haven't seen Roller Boogie or
Not bad.
Playboy Shoots, she's a babe
Not
and a
bad.
half.
She was attractive.
But she
Not
was
when-
fucked up from that movie.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Psychologically, she was fucked up.
Yeah, it was a fucking wild ride, that movie. But I'm glad I rewatched it. I caught a lot of stuff that I didn't notice before, and it's good. I mean, I've noticed on the internet today, especially when I was promoting the movie, like a lot of people are split. Either you really liked it, or you just thought, it's a little overrated.
Well,
Like, it's a
I feel like it depends on the two people who watched it, because a lot of people who say that they really like it are either extreme cinephiles or people that watched it when they were younger, so they have the memory of like
It's a nostalgia
the
thing,
cultural relevance and the
Right,
nostalgia
right.
factor too, as opposed to people who continuously hear from other types of people like, oh yeah, The Exorcist is the scariest horror movie ever, horror movie ever, and then
And
when
they
you
watch it and
it
they're like, "Wait,
in
what?"
comparison to what you have today, you're like,
Yeah.
this is just campy bullshit.
You
know?
get desensitized to it all.
I
Yeah.
feel like every horror movie on earth has pulled its punches. You know what I mean? Like, movies could be way scarier if they wanted to. And I don't know. I think sometimes like less is more in terms of like getting scarier. Like just like The Shining, how it gets scarier as you get older. Like there's little things in The Exorcist that freak you out more as you get older.
Yeah.
But it's
White
funny because
Bear,
like unlike
fuck
The
White
Shining,
Bear?
what?
His fucking bear with the fucking
Yeah.
priest
Yeah,
bear.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Just noticed that.
So like
White Bear.
going like, I want to know like because you're younger, uninspired, and
Yep.
maybe we've done this once before, and I can't remember. But what is the scariest movie you've ever seen? And everyone can have their say.
To me, it's The Wailing from 2016. It's a South Korean horror movie.
Oh yes,
That,
okay, I
like,
remember that. Yeah, yeah.
that thing scared the fucking crap out of me. And I
won't be
watched it
watching
for
that
the
one.
first time, 4 months ago, I'm guessing, was the first time I watched it ever. No, a year, like a bit under a year ago. It's the first time I
Interesting.
watched it.
Interesting.
And it scares the shit out of me, even to this day. I mean, it scared me to the point where when I closed my eyes, I could picture like the demon thing in the movie, and I was like, Jesus, I'm not sleeping.
Wow. It's definitely it's gonna stick with you for a while, huh?
But yeah, what about you guys? What's your What's your favorite scary movie?
Tell me your name of your favorite scary
Well,
movie.
I think with newer movies, I love The Black Coat's Daughter, and I think Hereditary. Those movies are legit freaky.
Dude,
I
The
also
Black
am
Coat's
not-
Daughter, nobody speaks about that
love it.
movie. It's
I love it.
pretty good.
And I also I wasn't joking earlier when I did say The Passion of the Christ. It's a pretty fucking scary ass movie. Makes you feel sick at the end of it. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Well, that's a bit much.
Fuck Saw. Watch The Passion.
Passion. Devil's in the Passion.
I got a couple, I guess. Original Poltergeist.
Yes.
Oh, I love
still
that one.
terrifies
It has
me.
one of my favorite shots in like cinema history, man.
Yeah.
Another Lester movie. If you subscribe to the Steven Spielberg rumor
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
about why that young girl. Look up why
Yeah,
that
yeah.
young girl actually died.
Oh, I've heard that one, but okay.
Oh,
no,
yeah, yeah,
Steven
yeah.
Spielberg and company were having their way with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
But I find found footage to be really terrifying. So like the Poughkeepsie tapes really fucking freaks me out.
Really?
When I rewatch
That's
it.
a good one.
Same with Lake Mungo. I can't watch that
dude.
movie again.
Lake
I was
Mungo
too-
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can. That's
Never
a
even heard of it.
movie that I will watch only once and never again.
Dude, Lake Mungo is so fucking scary, and it literally has one jump scare. That's
Yep.
it. One jump scare. And it's like your heart will be pounding so hard. You think that you're just gonna pop.
Mm-hmm.
I like Amateur Analyst's favorite scary movie, Barbie.
Barbie, yeah.
Oh my god, Barbie's scary.
Whitey, what's yours?
The original
old boy.
Yeah, basically. That was horrible enough. The original It. That was. I saw that when I was a little kid, and I was just like, wow, that really got to me. And later I watched it again. Even then, like after I got done watching it, I'm like,
fucking clowns, man.
I still understand why, but the acting in that movie I thought was pretty great, and Tim Curry, of course, and all that. But that movie still gets me. So
yeah, it's I think I told Vex this Poltergeist because when I was I had a tree just like the one that takes the kid in the fucking movie outside my window when I was growing up in Brooklyn. So every time there was a thunderstorm, it would hit against the window, and I fucking freaked out. I just lost my shit. But that movie's good, man. That's
it aged well. I rewatched it.
Yeah. The music and the fucking clown, and that was
dude. Poltergeist is amazing. It holds up perfectly. It holds up perfectly. It holds
imagine
up better than The Exorcist.
All those corpses in the pool were real corpses.
Yep.
Yes,
and the actress didn't know that, and she was like horrified to find that out after the fact. Like you would be.
What's up,
See,
AJ?
and nothing scared me. Like Exorcist scared the shit out of me, and Amityville scared the shit out of me as a kid. But like growing up, nothing really scared me until I got older when I watched Blair Witch, because I used to camp and hike a lot. One. So that was a mind fuck for me, because like hearing sounds and letting your mind wander, that was just the worst thing for me.
Yeah. It's like Vex said, though, with the found footage stuff. It's just, even though it's not real, well, that one, it still adds that element of real, like, oh, this could this happen? Like, it's just, it's just, Blair Witch is fucking creepy. It's done very well.
That one and The Grudge. That girl and then like that freaked me out.
That's true.
Freaked me out.
Or the American one with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
AJ said he was afraid of Chucky. Well, yeah, as a kid.
Both of them actually.
Oh, cool.
Like it's just
the first Child's Play is freaky.
It's creepy.
It's fucking Chucky wanna play. It's like,
get over here, you bitch.
I was scared shitless of
Battery
Candyman,
scene's freaky,
man.
dude. Because
Candyman was creepy.
Oh, Candyman's freaky for sure.
Dude, as a kid, I remember my dad would be watching Candyman, and I'd step in the door, and I'd just like look like a sneak peek of what was going on, because my dad would be watching it in complete darkness, and I'd like sneak in past bedtime.
Have you ever
and
seen
when
Dr.
I look
Giggles?
at the screen, dude,
So uninspired,
like Candyman, dude.
Uninspired, go do an experiment. Go in the other room and look in the mirror and say Candyman 3 times.
Paranormal, Sassy. Paranormal Activity, that's another one. I just don't like.
I don't like that kind of shit. I don't like that kind
I don't either.
I don't like
it's that jerky motion. I don't like that jerky motion shit.
The fucking bitch is getting pulled out of her bed by a demon.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm good, dude.
I don't like that.
What did you guys think of Sinister? That fucking creeps me out.
It's weird. It's
Ethan
good.
Hawke one?
Yeah, the Ethan Hawke one.
I thought the trailer was scarier than the movie, but yes, the idea was creepy.
Yeah.
The idea was good.
The trailer was legit freaky. I was like, I want to see this. I was kind of let down, but I did like it.
Let me see.
I like the Purge with Ethan Hawke too. That was cool.
Yeah,
are we going to get into it?
Serial killers and murderers are always scarier to me because they're real, like fucking maniacs, trying to Dr. Giggles, shit like that.
Dr. Giggles.
So Vex, are we going to get into it about Talk to Me, or are we going to leave that alone?
When are you free, dude? When are you free?
Next week I'm free. So
I'm doing 3 shows next Thursday, so no.
Well, we don't have to do a Thursday. Actually, I'm busy on Thursdays. I'm on Bonebridger's channel on Thursday nights now. So
I'll probably do another after party stream if you guys want to do it there after this. But if not, no worries.
No, I'm going to bed after this, man.
Yeah, me too.
I want to talk about Exorcist Believer and some other bullshit.
Yeah, the Patreon.
I have to get all you hooligans on and talk about some stuff.
All right, Vex.
Yeah, man, I'd love to.
Yeah,
I always liked the Jason movies because they were fucking just fun slashers with a bunch of titties, and they were just the best thing to watch.
Yeah,
they were.
Like Friday the 13th is so fun. Nightmare on Elm Street is also so
that was a fun movie.
Fun.
Yeah,
I love all of those franchises.
Watch The Burning. Watch The Burning.
Oh, The Burning is pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, you've seen that one. It has George Costanza in it.
Yeah. Costanza. All right, Vex, it's time.
Yes.
I'm reading the fucking theory about Steven Spielberg and Heather O'Rourke.
Oh, yeah.
Wild.
Yes.
It's wild.
She died of stomach problems.
Yeah.
a bowel infection specifically.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Destruction.
Oh,
Do it.
Oh, we live in a sick world, you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, taking our mind off of it.
hey, I work with at-risk kids.
We're gonna be talking
and,
about
like,
Israel and Palestine on my stream after this. You guys are into
Oh
that?
yeah, let's talk about the real life stuff.
Didn't Elton John almost die of that?
Of
Or is
Israel
that
and
just-
Palestine? Oh, sorry.
No, the stomach problems.
Oh, well, for different reasons.
Okay, I do have Exorcist trivia. I have a lot of Exorcist trivia.
Yeah, do it.
This takes me a
I mean,
while
there's
to-
Massive.
Yes.
I remember reading the IMDb trivia. It's so massive for this movie.
So like some other people mentioned earlier before, so this movie came out right after Christmas in 1973. Budget of $11 million after with including its original run and then the 5 re-releases it's had. Worldwide, it's taken home over $441 million.
Adjusted
Holy
for inflation, it's the highest grossing Warner Brothers highest grossing R-rated film, highest grossing horror film.
Yep.
Damn.
Big
Yep.
deal. Blockbuster.
wow, that cost $11 million to make.
Yep.
70s money.
Wow,
Yeah, I could understand. That's good.
wow.
I imagine a lot of the budget went towards fucking going to
Lawsuits.
Iran to film.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And refrigerating that one set.
Yeah, which each
Extra
unit cost
crucifixes.
$55,000. So
Yeah.
11 million. Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, holy water ain't cheap, y'all.
So it was in direct competition with a couple big movies at the time too. Papillon, The Sting, and
Oh.
Serpico all were out at the same time.
Damn,
movie.
Serpico was out at the same time. Cool.
Mhm.
Fucking great movie.
Love Papillon with Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman.
Those are 3 really good movies. Wow.
Those are the great. Well, The Sting is great too. Yeah. Oh,
They're all
Pauly
geez.
Shore's favorite movie is Papillon.
Oh, nice.
Told me.
So I think we covered some of this trivia going through the movie. Okay, so according to the director, the subliminal shot. Oh no, those are rejected. We got that one. Okay, due to death threats against Linda Blair from religious zealots who believed the film glorified Satan, Warner Brothers had bodyguards protecting her for 6 months after the film's release.
Oh wow.
Waller.
Damn.
Interesting.
I wish I had bodyguards ever.
She was doing a lot of cocaine after that movie too.
I'm
yeah,
not
very young
surprised.
She
The
did the Drew
agency.
Barrymore thing.
Yeah, the agency representing Linda Blair overlooked her, recommending at least 30 other clients for the part of Regan until Blair's
Damn.
mother finally just brought her in herself to try out for the role.
Dude,
Oh,
agencies are bullshit.
People
Does it have a
like
list of the 30 others? Or...
Duocracy, Hollywood.
No. Like there's a few big names included, which I'll get to the casting trivia, but it's
Okay.
yeah, I don't have all 30.
Go ahead.
Linda Blair received her Best Supporting Actress Oscar nomination before it was widely known that previous Supporting Actress winner Mercedes McCambridge had actually provided the voice of the demon. By Academy rules, once Blair was given the nomination, it could not be withdrawn, but the controversy about Blair being given credit for another actress's work ruined her chances of winning the award.
Oh,
Wow.
that actually sucks.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I think she still deserves. She did a phenomenal
Yeah,
job
like,
without the
yeah.
Oh yeah, she was good. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
The same
That's
thing
why-
happened. The same thing happened to Jar Jar Binks. He was up for a nomination until they found out they didn't actually do the voice.
That's weird. Yeah.
Really? I'm like, wait, what?
I love the stunned faces. They're like, "What?
Wait,
Jar Jar
what?
Binks?"
Archer? Misa.
Yeah.
Misa sucks a cocks in hell.
Yeah. Continue on, Max.
When originally released in the UK, a number of town councils imposed a complete ban on showing this film. This led to a bizarre spectacle of Exorcist bus trips, where enterprising travel companies organized buses to take groups to the nearest town where the movie was showing.
Wow.
Damn.
Crazy.
Man, like you'll never see this today. Like
Right.
it's crazy because you know this is one of those things where they always tell you to put it in perspective. For example, they tell you like, let's say an artist is selling let's say as much as Michael Jackson today, you know. It's like it doesn't have the same impact because back then you had to leave your house, physically go and do all of this shit for
Yep.
like, you know. So it makes the impact just much more large in like present day. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another huge thing is like this, because like horror is such a genre, and a lot of people don't like horror movies. And when you tell someone, oh, well, this movie is like really fucking scary, and it's like that's even turns them off even more. But then, like, they're like seeing it's nominated for Best Picture and it made a shit zillion dollars. They're like, honey, I think we should go see the movie where the girl crucifix. Everyone's talking about it. We gotta go see it.
But you forget
like the first cinematic like cultural phenomenon movie.
It transcends the genre. It's one of those things where you do the genre film so well, other people from outside that fan base will gravitate to it and it'll fucking explode.
But you also forget that
nowadays they try to tailor everything to everybody, and it doesn't work, especially with this new Believer movie.
Back then, though, date nights was going to the movies, taking your girl, like even married couples going to the movies. That was the thing back then. Going to the movies. That was the huge,
thing to do.
Like the drive-ins, everything. Now there's just way too many options.
Sometimes, like a scary movie will get you laid. I don't think The Exorcist will get you laid.
Oh no.
No. Well, if you use a crucifix.
Listen, I've heard someone get laid off of Schindler's List, so I'm assuming The Exorcist works too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. You gotta get the
Dread got me laid. Looper came out the same time, didn't get me laid. Looper was like
a good movie, and then one.
Yeah, Dread was like, oh,
Jesus,
I got
Christ.
laid like right out of the movie practically. It's
And
like, so you like the movie? She's like, I hated it. I hated that movie. I was like, cool.
Continue on, Vex.
Sorry.
No, you're good, dude.
Mercedes McCambridge had to sue Warner Brothers for credit as the voice of the demon. William Friedkin said that originally she didn't want a credit, saying that she wanted the audience to believe the voice was Regan's. However, after release, she changed her mind and was given the credit.
Nice.
Rightfully.
She saw the success and she went after that money.
Of course,
Yeah, I mean, I think she still deserves credit anyway. You know, like
Well,
maybe
according to
not
him,
like
she didn't
as-
want it. So
She didn't want
That's
it.
like Prince giving Sinead O'Connor the song "Nothing Compares to You," and then it explodes, and he's like, "You know what? I want it back." They'd be like, "Whoa,
That's mine,
All
by
right.
the way. So.
I wrote it."
That's what it sounds like when doves cry.
when William Friedkin had to take an all-British crew to film in Iraq because the U.S. had no diplomatic relations with the country at the time. They were allowed to film near ancient buildings and actual archaeological digs on conditions that included teaching Iraqi filmmakers advanced film techniques as well as how to make fake blood. The archaeological dig site seen at the beginning of the movie is the actual site of the ancient Nineveh in Hatra, Iraq. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
That's that classic Friedkin realism, you know.
Diplomatic immunity.
It's like
And it was a waste of money.
filmmaking. Guerrilla filmmaking.
That was a big waste. Yeah, it was a huge waste. Like I don't think you needed that in the movie, really.
Yeah,
it's just
true.
Like, I mean, you understand the world wasn't as connected as it is right now, and the idea of like going to Iraq to film a few scenes is like, yeah, it does seem a bit extra. It seems a bit extra.
It's
but
cool.
I
It
appreciate
wasn't executed well. That I think is the
Yeah.
bigger problem
Right.
we have with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's too vague and metaphorical and open
Yeah.
to interpretation and strange and
And
jarring
slow.
tonally. But it's kind
Slow.
of like the Full Metal Jacket. Like we were talking about that last week, because the second half of Full Metal Jacket I've grown to appreciate more. I think I've grown to appreciate the Iraq scene more as I've seen this movie dozens of times.
Mm-hmm. Ellen Burstyn objected to the original exchange between her character and Father Dyer at the end, where she claims she now believes in the devil but not God.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. Ellen Burstyn received a permanent spinal injury during filming. In the sequence where she's thrown away from her possessed daughter, a harness jerked her hard away from the bed. She fractured her, I'm going to say this wrong, coccygis?
Coccyx.
There you go.
And screamed in pain. This was the footage that was used in the final cut of the film.
She cracked her
cock-
crack, basically.
If you break your coccyx, you scream too. Yeah.
You sounded like Mario.
Is that your tailbone?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know where
cool.
it is. Yeah.
I don't. It's
Yeah, it is. It's the bottom part of your back.
Gotcha.
Calling people
Spinal
like
cord.
actual
Thank you,
anatomy
doctor.
names as insults is always
Oh,
fun.
dude, I know.
Coccyx
I've
or
already
pelvis.
fallen from 2 stories and landed directly on my ass.
What the fuck are you doing out there, man? What's
Dude,
going on in France?
He's got
the Wild
he's got
West,
stories for the
bro.
back room.
What the fuck, man?
Dude,
Write a
it's the
book.
Wild West. Bro, I'm Batman sometimes, you know? That's why I'm never
Man,
I'm doing some vigilante shit here. but
just put an
it's
L and an
tough.
A. Put an L and an A in front of that.
Sometimes acting can be, can really bust your ass, and it can be backbreaking at times. But she got that Oscar.
Continue on, Vex. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. This is the first horror film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really thought Rosemary's Baby was actually nominated. I guess not.
Didn't that come out after this?
Yeah,
it came out before.
No, it came out before.
No, it was
late
60s.
67, right?
67, 68. Something like that.
I
it
want
might
to
have
say
been nominated
69.
for other Oscars, but maybe not Best Picture.
Not Best Picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role and Best
that movie,
Writing
man.
for Adapted Screenplay and Golden Globe Awards for pretty much the same stuff. But yeah, no
one cares about the Globes.
Screenplay Awards, Screenplay and Actresses.
In the arteriogram scene, the bearded man who assists the doctor is Paul Bateson.
Yes.
He was the X-ray technician at NYU Medical, where the scene was shot, and managed to get the small part. In 1979, so several years after the movie came out, he was convicted of the murder of a film critic and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. However, he bragged about and was a suspect in the murders of 6 men who he said he picked up in gay bars, had sex with, then murdered and dismembered their bodies and put them into plastic bags for fun in 77 and 78. They were known as the Bag Murders. Although investigators believed his story, he was never officially charged, and those murders have technically never been solved. Bateson was released from prison in 2004. The whole story revolving around the Bag Murders were later fictionalized in Cruising in 1980, which also was directed
Al
by
Pacino,
William
yeah.
Friedkin.
Yeah.
You said, you said Bag Murders. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a stand-up guy, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
What a good Samaritan.
And in the same vein, in 1974, after murdering 9-year-old Sandra Simpson, 17-year-old Nicholas Bell blamed The Exorcist, telling the court, quote, "It was not really me that did it. There was something inside me. It is ever since I saw that film, The Exorcist, I felt something take possession of me. It has been in me ever since." The York Crown Court did not buy his argument, and he was found guilty.
What's funny about like racial stereotypes is you explain both of those crimes, and I know both of those dudes are white dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you talk about a guy chopping up bodies and put them in bags, and like doing shit like that's a white dude. It's not, you know, totally.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say the same thing happened in the 80s where a few teens were killing animals, and I think they killed their friend. And they were blaming it on Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne and The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Always blame the movies.
A carpenter working on set accidentally severed 2 fingers with a buzzsaw and had to be rushed to hospital.
Jesus.
That's another curse we didn't talk about.
And also, during the filming of the Iraq prologue, half the crew suffered from dysentery and heat prostration.
What a waste of time.
What the? You're killing people.
Yeah. Like, what a waste.
We're going to dehydrate everybody just to get a cool shot of Iraq.
An audience member who saw the movie in 1974 during its original theatrical release fainted and broke her jaw on the seat in front of her. She then sued Warner Brothers and the filmmakers, claiming that the use of subliminal imagery in the film had caused her to pass out. The studio settled out of court for an undisclosed sum.
Damn, she got paid.
Wow. I'm gonna use
those are
that
some
excuse.
heavy duty theater seats. That's why we get the cheap plastic
Knocked
ones
out.
now.
The power of Christ compelled her, man.
It was probably made out of wood if we're talking the 70s.
I was gonna say old school, yeah.
Yeah. On the DVD commentary, William Friedkin says that making this film made him believe in demonic possession. He had read William Peter Blatty's book and the research into the topic beforehand, learning that exorcism indeed needs to be approved by the Catholic Church. However, contrary to what many believed, only a handful of cases had officially been documented at the time, and the practice was and remains so rare that no one can call themselves a genuine expert on the topic. Much of what Friedkin learned and made into the movie, and only example, demonic possession of a child victim often starts with the display of unusual behavior and only later escalates into outlandish actions like the use of extreme profanity. Many possessions include the unexplained moving of objects and furniture, something that's not in the book, and the key to a successful exorcism is often finding a sentence that unsettles a demon and then endlessly repeating it.
Interesting.
This makes me wonder what kind of film we could have gotten otherwise. Both Stanley Kubrick and Alfred Hitchcock were considered or attached to the project at one point.
Oh, that would have been
damn. Imagine Hitchcock making this. It would have been
I don't see.
Kubrick
I
said
don't
he
see
liked the
Hitchcock
movie. He was
doing
very
that.
impressed by the movie.
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock loved the movie. Kubrick also loved the movie.
Wow. That would have been wild.
Peter Cushing did not love the movie. I don't know if we're going to get into that. But
That's
he
actually my
hated
next
it.
piece of trivia. Actor Peter Cushing blasted the film upon its original release, calling it, quote, too blasphemous. Cushing was quoted saying I wouldn't go see The Exorcist any more than I would go and see a Blue movie. I don't know what that means.
The Blue movie?
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Yeah. He further quoted as saying, I wouldn't go anywhere near The Exorcist because I don't like profanity. The language and some of the things the possessed child does in the movie would turn my stomach. The film is too explicit and blasphemous. I can't bear blasphemy. In the films I make, the power of good triumphs over evil, and there is nothing profane. He also said Christopher Lee, his co-star in many films, warned him not to see it. Quote, he said, the film would enrage me. A film can be superbly made and still be a piece of animated graffiti. I don't want to see or be part of something, however splendidly contrived, that I can witness in any public lavatory.
The same man blew up. The same man killed hundreds of billions of lives in one stroke.
Yeah,
on the
I was
Death
just.
Star.
Yep.
Well, Gord,
When you
how do you know this?
Well, when you come out and say stuff like this, it just says that you do watch it. Like behind the behind
A
the
blue
door.
movie is a porno. A blue movie is a porno for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blue movie's a what?
It's a
Blue balls.
It's a fancy. It's a discreet way of saying an adult film, a low budget porno film. I don't know. They don't know why it's called a blue. I looked it up. They don't even know where it comes
I got a couple of ideas, but anyway.
I was gonna say snuff film.
Nothing against Peter Cushing, but dude, I'm having a fucking real problem with the dude because all the Schlocktober movies with him, they're all getting fucking like copyright claimed for fucking. I'm just like,
really?
Public domain Hammer films. In my defense, in Universal's defense, I didn't realize Brides of Dracula was owned by Universal. I thought it was public domain, but whatever. I'll just edit. I only have to edit like 3 of these dumb movies. Yeah, I didn't know I couldn't do that, dude. Sorry. But yeah, for the most part, the Hammer films, Peter Cushing films, they're all giving me trouble. It's like, dude, no, none of those next year. More trauma films next year.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a fuck about those getting up on YouTube. Any of you guys, B-roll.
I have casting trivia as well.
Love the casting.
Do it.
All right. So the studio wanted Marlon Brando for the role of Father Karras or Father Merrin.
Yeah.
No.
But the director immediately vetoed this by stating that with a Brando in the film, it would become a Brando movie instead of the important film he wanted to make. Coincidentally, Brando is also mentioned in the novel.
I'm gonna give the devil an offer he can't refuse. You could just see it happening, right?
Yeah, he would have been.
Take over the scene,
He would have
man.
been.
You
he
come
would've
to
been
me
filming-
as the demon.
Yeah.
He just like
He would've been
sits down the whole exorcism, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
He would have.
Sorry, Jay.
He would have been filming Godfather 2 at that point, though.
He would, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson was up for the part of Father Karras as well before Jason Miller landed the role, but the director thought that he was too unholy to ever play a priest.
Wendy.
Unholy.
Could you imagine?
There's
Describing
actually
you as unholy.
there's a lot of other actors that were considered for the role of Father Karras. I'll just read out a couple of the
Please
big
do.
ones.
Sweet.
Dustin Hoffman.
I could see it.
Maybe
I can see
he's
it.
good
I
enough
can
actor
see
to
it.
pull it off. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think he'd be too young.
Definitely.
I think he'd be too young.
Yeah.
By
I
that
could see
age,
pull
yeah, but like 73 would have been young.
It's definitely sadder that Father Karras is like middle-aged in this movie.
Right.
I don't
seduce me.
He didn't even do Marathon Man yet at that
I was
point,
gonna
right?
say,
So
yeah,
like,
that was after, yeah.
so he would have been,
Is it
too young.
safe?
Warren Beatty.
No.
No. I don't think so.
I
I
have
don't
to
think he
look
fits
him
that
up.
at all.
I'd have to pick
You
Dustin
don't know
Hoffman
who
over
Warren
Beatty.
Beatty is?
Yeah, Dick
He's
Tracy.
Dick
in the
Tracy,
90s.
god damn it.
Oh, okay,
Fuck
yeah.
that guy.
Fucking
Fuck that guy.
my favorite. What's the one? Bullworth. That's my favorite. Warren
Bullworth.
Beatty
He was in
movie.
Bullworth. Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Burt Reynolds.
No,
No.
not at
He's
that
gotta have
point.
like a humility, a sadness about him, like an intrinsic
Yeah.
like, depression.
Yeah.
He was popular at the
Dustin
time,
Hoffman
no.
can do that.
Al Pacino.
Oh God!
No.
No,
Too
young
young.
Al. Too bad it wasn't old Al Pacino. He's just yelling the whole time. The power of Christ
Yeah.
compels you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
John Voight.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe more as Marin in makeup. You
I
know,
was
put
gonna
him
say
in
the
the old man
older
makeup
one.
and make him Marin.
Yeah, I could see him as the older priest. Yeah,
The older
I
priest,
agree. Yeah,
Okay. Paul Newman.
as the older
Again-
priest.
Again, maybe put him in old man makeup. Like
Yeah,
we
not
did.
young, not the
Yeah.
You're not Damien. No.
All right. And the last one I'll mention, which is my favorite, Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
he could play
oh.
either.
you
He could
know,
play either priest.
I had this watch.
compels you.
I got this crucifix. Yo,
Get out of here, you evil spirit!
I've had this amulet up my ass for
You gotta take a
3
break.
years.
Go down
Your
and
mother
get a
says-
sandwich. And we'll
I
never
was in
come back
Iraq.
to this. Yeah.
All right. There were a couple for Chris McNeil, the mother, as well. So Audrey Hepburn was William Friedkin's first choice, and Warner Brothers stood behind him on this one because of her good critical and commercial reputation. But she only agreed to do it if it was filmed in Rome, which they didn't do. Anne Bancroft was also considered, but she was in her first month of pregnancy and dropped out.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Can we talk about like the kind of clout Audrey Hepburn must have had to be like, well, only if you shoot it in Rome, where I live.
Right.
And they're like, damn it,
She
we
was
can't.
Huge, like
Yeah.
number one.
We went to Iraq. That's our budget.
How about
right there.
Iraq? Yeah. Well,
Audrey Hepburn is like my number one when it comes to like women, beautiful women. She's
Of course.
Fantasy Gangbang.
gorgeous.
Whoa.
No, not with her. No.
She's too classy.
I liked Helen
she would
Mirren.
never show me her gooch.
Current Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Oh Lord.
So aside from Shirley MacLaine, who was also she turned down the role, but Lee Remick, Carol Burnett, and Raquel Welch were all considered to play.
Carol Burnett.
Carol Welch with the arms. She would be stiff armed. Can you tell her to move her arms?
Rach, what was the third one again? What would you say?
Raquel Welch.
Yeah, she would have been nice to look at.
Babe.
But she can't move her arms. She can only.
Well, no, I meant Rachel. Yeah, Raquel Welch was.
Denise Nickerson, who played Violet Beauregaud in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie, was considered for Regan, but the material troubled her parents too much and they pulled her out.
Devil worship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some other actresses that auditioned or were considered for the role: Laura Dern, Eve Plum, and Brooke Shields.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
I think Brooke Shields is too.
She was
I
too
think-
young. Was the biggest concern for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too young. And who was the other one?
Laura
I thought you were going to say
Dern
Laura. Oh wow, Laura Dern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
and Eve Plum. I
think
don't know
Laura
who
Dern's
that is.
a really particularly good actress, but I do like her movies that she's in.
Mhm.
Laura Dern.
And the last bit of trivia I have, according to Variety magazine, it was revealed that Carrie Fisher and her mother Debbie Reynolds were contenders for the role of Regan and Chris McNeil. Reynolds mentioned the film by Lieutenant Kinderman in just as playing Desdemona, some character in Othello.
That's funny because that would have been like a demonic on Golden Pond, you know, having a mother daughter. You know, they just need like a father guy to play one of the priests, their actual father. Who was the husband, the father of Carrie Fisher? It doesn't matter.
No idea.
Another good trivia is at one point William Friedkin was so frustrated with the casting that he briefly, like, I don't know if he was joking, but he considered like maybe auditioning like adults with dwarfism to play Reagan.
Well,
And then
Carrie
it was, like,
Fisher's
quickly like, no, that's a stupid idea.
Carrie
That's
Fisher
dumb.
is the daughter of his name, the last name
Eddie.
Fisher. He's a singer.
Eddie.
Who? Eddie
Eddie.
Fisher. Yeah. thank
Eddie
you.
Fisher, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So he could have played one of the priests, maybe, or have a scene where the father comes in. You know, I don't know.
I could see Carrie Fisher doing it at that age.
Oh, yeah,
she would have
that-
been very
yeah,
young.
yeah.
She would have.
Mhm.
That would have added a totally different dynamic if the actresses were related for real. The lick me scene. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, not good.
It's already fucked as it is, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have made it a little extra.
Is that a brown Superman that I see, Whitey?
No,
No, it's a
It's a brown
it's a brown girl in front of
chick.
a.
Yeah, buffed out Superman.
No, it's Super Aladdin.
Super Aladdin.
Right?
Yeah.
Allah Akbar's with his
wow.
eyes.
Yeah,
Jesus
imagine
Christ.
There we go.
Oh my God.
he's
That's
here
the
to
motherfucker.
save
Why am I
your
tech
day.
support? Hold on.
Yeah,
Why
he's-
is she always tech support?
You were born
Good
tech
evening,
support. You
ladies and
came out with a
gentlemen. I am tech
headpiece. Your
support.
mom didn't tell you. She said, "Thank you. Come again."
I didn't love that one. Can you send me that one? Can you email that to me?
Welcome to Hewitt Packard.
Superman.
Thank
Good
you.
evening. Welcome to HP. Thank you for calling. What is your issue?
Jesus Christ.
I understand.
I don't stand
that
for
your
this
Windows is not
warranty.
working.
She's just trying to help
dude.
us with our car warranty, guys. Come on.
I grew up with so many Indian people, bro.
Jesus Christ.
I know,
that's
dude.
great.
You do it so well. You do it so
You
well.
do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, tell me to say anything. I can do it in that
Welcome to the
accent.
Quickie Mart.
Welcome to the Cookie Mart, sir. What are you looking for? Go down the aisle. There is no issue. No, sir. Listen to me. You cannot use the microwave. Okay, the microwave is off limits.
God.
Okay, sir.
Oh my God. What's happening? Poor Vex. God damn it. Oh,
Why are you saying
I'm sorry.
poor Vex? I fucking do that shit too. It's hilarious.
That is
Very
fucking
offensive.
funny. Oh my God. That's fucking great. Oh, uninspired. We're gonna have to record that and put it on a clip or some shit.
Dude, do whatever you want with that,
A
bro.
special clip. I'm gonna have to clip that out. Oh, that's fucking great. Whew. I guess we can go around the horn and do the ratings of the movie. Okay, start with you, Jay. What do you give this as a rank or a rating?
Oh God, if
Whatever system you want to use.
well, I usually go out of 10.
Okay.
For me, visually, it's great. Like I said, with the lighting, the colors, and everything, the acting's really good. There is some plot holes there, and
Sure.
I just don't like the beginning of the movie. I don't know why we had to go to a whole other the other side of the world to see that. And then there's a couple other things that just kind of brushed upon. I would probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
That's a solid score.
I originally I had it
You
like
like
one
The
of the
Shining more?
yeah, like The Shining I liked more. I like the slow like development of the madness of Jack. But this one kind of, when you watch it the second time, it focuses on the mother too much, where you don't get to see Linda Blair develop as her character.
That's
and I
true.
think that's where I think that's what was needed. That and the older priest, whatever his name was, I think, like I said in the beginning, if they would have touched on like a historical, back, I don't know how long it was when he was in South Africa,
Doing this
working
thing,
for 3 months doing an exorcism, that would have made the movie a little touch better, because then you would have understood why he's taking the medication and everything. So yeah, probably like a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, you asked me that like 10 years ago, I would have given it like a 10 out of 10, the scariest movie ever, because nostalgia, right? But I think, to be fair, I think 7.5, 7. Yeah,
it's fair. It's a good score still.
Yeah.
Mr. Tech Support, you want to? Yo, actually, hold on. Uninspired. You have to do the whole thing, your whole ranking in that. Please.
No problem. No problem. Okay.
Look, he's like, I'm on the spot now. He can't do it.
He's stumped him now.
He's stuck.
I'm going to rank it. I think that I will give it 7 out of 10, solely for the reason that it is unique in very certain aspects. It is a horror movie that it tackles all of going to hospitals and all of this, but it does tackle religion as well. So it is very, very interesting in this aspect. I am telling you, man. Why are you laughing, man? Let me finish. So I think that I will give it 7 period blood covered crosses out of 10. All right.
It is a good movie. Could use a bit more of improvements, but
yeah,
overall, I think that it is a very fantastic film. That's. I think that's all I can say.
Oh God! Thank you, Uninspired.
Beautiful.
Come again. You're always welcome on my show.
Welcome on the show, dude.
No problem. I will take you up anytime. Don't worry about that.
Thank you. God, who's next? Benzo.
Well, I like to rate my movie on a scale of 5 bloody crosses. But yeah, just like The Shining, I probably give it 3.5 out of 4. Although I do like The Exorcist a tiny smidge more, just because it's more like hardcore death metal.
Right?
It's fucking. It's a hardcore fucking badass horror movie, man. It scares the shit out of people when you turn it with the lights off, the volume up. It's freaky. It's disgusting, and it's depraved. It's everything you'd want in a horror movie, but it's also like your grandmother would like it for some reason. I don't know why. It's one of those horror movies that like it's so good that like you could show it to anybody and they'll be like, God, that was disgusting. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It is.
It's one of those. It's the most fucked up movie that has the most like mass appeal. A lot of these really fucked up movies like Martyrs and the Serbian film, like those are got niche audiences like myself and weirdos. High Tension and others, these other hardcore movies. But The Exorcist is one of those movies. Oh my god. Yep.
Sorry,
Professor R2. I'm sorry, but Apu is here. Apu is alive. We have not cancelled Apu. We have not cancelled Apu.
Yeah. We got a live action.
Hank Azaria, you pussy.
So Stupendo, you give it 3.5 out of 4. Is that what you said?
I'd say 3.5 to 4 out of 5, which is kind of the same rating I give The Shining. But like I said, I notch it like just a bit above The Shining for me, just because it does so much with so little in terms of like no music. Like The Shining was scary because of the music, which is kind of a cop out. Some would argue. But because there's hardly any music, anything that's fucking scaring you in The Exorcist is because of the content, So
okay,
yeah.
No, that's no, I get it.
And it's just well made, also.
It is. No, it's shot beautifully. Yeah, there's a lot to like there. A Pooh Bear. give us your rating.
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you. So I don't know. I had
Jesus Christ.
I think at times it's praised for its pacing in a way, but to me, the pacing, I don't know. There's just so much. I feel like it had so much potential that wasn't taken advantage of in the movie, and I don't know. No matter what, it still has a creep mode to it that still lasts to this day.
Yep.
It's if you are a spiritual person, then it's still things bits about it hit deep, and I think it asked and answered a lot of questions in that way. So I got to give it that, and I guess if we're going like out of 10, then I'd have to give it like I don't know, probably like a 7. 7 Nickelodeon slimes out of
10. It's a solid score. I like it. Vexorcist.
So completely objectively speaking, I am going to give this film
a 6.
8 director friends raping my daughter out of 10.
Wow, there goes my channel. She said the word. There goes my fucking channel.
Sorry. You guys took the cross vagina thing, so
I'm just kidding.
The original Vex.
Bro, as we discussed, we're on the same wavelength, it seems, on a lot of things.
There you go. 50th anniversary Ultimate Collector's Edition. Does it come with a bloody cross?
What the fuck? Yeah, it's like, what do you get in a 50th anniversary?
You get the demon statue.
Dude, you get a personalized demon.
I think the film overall is done really well. I like the character development and whatnot. The only real gripe I have is just the whole Iraq opening scene, in which I like the idea of the origin being in a different country, but it just was not executed well. Additionally, I would have liked a little bit more time with the daughter just to understand the extent of the possession, because like we just kind of infer a lot of things, but it would have been creepier to kind of see a little bit more happening to her. Same thing with was it the older priest that went to Iraq. I would have liked to see him show up more because he ends up being really central to the end of the film and the outcome, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah. Vex, do you think it would be like a really good take if they had her in the basement alone playing with the Ouija board and like answer the
just something little like that
thing.
would
Yeah,
be nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a full scene, just little drips, because that's what they did the whole movie, right?
Little hints.
Yeah.
I agree.
Something Vex also said earlier was how the movie kind of symbolizes the degradation of society,
Of the time,
and kind of back to what White Bear is saying. It's like, here we are 50 years later, and this movie's not even that scary anymore.
No,
it's like, kind of reinforces the force there. You know,
That's true.
I'm not gonna lie, I was dreading to watch this movie. I was not.
It's just a movie, guys. As scary as it is,
it's real.
Not depending on how much you want to, when you're analyzing these movies, when you're watching it frame by frame and looking at cool stuff, like, you might get a little freaked out here and there, but like, it's only when you like watch the movie uninterrupted, at regular speed, with your headphones on, that shit freak you out. Those noises that bitch makes, it's horrifying.
Oh, dude, the sound design in the entire movie is great, especially the scene where you have the ceilings and the doors that start to crack.
Oh
Like,
they did a great job.
Super well done.
Yeah. I definitely couldn't whack off at all during any.
Well, there's a few scenes. Never mind.
You don't want to lick a bloody
No. Don't finish your sentence.
Check out Roller Boogie for some bait worthy Linda Blairness or Repossessed. Did you guys see that unofficial spoof sequel of this movie with Leslie Nielsen?
Oh yeah,
so bad.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because Whitey was limp through the.
Whitey's like, oh my god, I can't get this lotion out, and it's not gonna happen.
Hey man, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay,
I had to use freaking guacamole even to get it up.
It's not an excuse.
You all basically nailed it as to why this movie. I'd say 7 out of 10 for me. I agree with the beginning. It was kind of just a lot of wasted time. Dude, I would have loved to see the older priest backstory. Yes, the whole how he went through this. You don't have to show the whole exorcism. Just like give us something to show that he went through that. Not enough Linda Blair. There was a few things like that. I don't know if you could have made it longer to help that problem. It didn't need to be longer, but they could have edited some stuff out. But yeah, I like the movie. Like you guys said, technically it's fucking perfect. The sound design, it's filmed beautifully. The lighting's done well. Everything. I give it 7 out of 10. Cocks in hell.
Yay!
So that's what I'm doing. Solid movie. Yeah. Well, there you go. That is The Exorcist.
A game changer flick, and like you said, it's like the beginning and the end of an era. It's like nothing can top it.
It's the birth and the death of a exorcism genre.
In terms of that genre. Exactly.
I mean, it's not like Blair Witch Project where found footage is used as a different media. I mean, you've got stuff like Troll Hunter, which is pretty good for use of found
a wide
footage.
Variety of found footage movies. Searching
the VHS
or whatever.
Stuff.
The laptop
searching, Host, those type of laptop cam movies. Unfriended is one of them too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
It's like the genre is incredibly diverse, especially because they mix in mockumentary too. So always like interesting stuff, as opposed to the exorcism genre where it's just that's it. It's just one
thing. What can you do? Yeah,
every single time.
Yeah. Cocks in hell, man. Cocks in hell.
Well, what's funny is like on our Friedkin stream we did a while back, we talked about all of his movies and we brushed over this one, but what's funny is like William Friedkin, his movie The Boys in the Band, which was like a big homosexual pioneer movie about a bunch of gay dudes having a party, is the first movie to feature the see you next Tuesday word. Nice. Shortly after that you got this movie which has it again a couple of times. So the guy was a bar setter. You know what I mean? Like it. Appreciate
He did a lot of gay movies. So
right up your alley, White Bear.
So The Exorcist is about closeted gayness.
Closeted homosexuality.
There's apparently a band called Cocks in Hell.
Really? Thanks Okay.
Thank you for Googling.
Yeah, thanks for that's on your Google history.
They,
not
they
mine.
got any
Thank
songs I might know? They got any songs I might have heard on the radio?
They better not have one called The Gooch. I'm telling you.
That was a new single, The Gooch.
I'm taking him to court. I'm calling the lawyer right now.
Longer lawsuit than what this movie's been going through.
You've been listening to Gord King Radio.
Yeah.
Cox in Hell.
Cox in Hell.
Their new
Right
song,
back at you.
Gooch.
Speaking of Gooch, Jay, you want to tell us what you got coming up there, young man?
Oh, I am busy this week. Tomorrow night I have a stream going on. I have Laura Calcaterra coming on and talking about her book. I think she's closing out The Path of the Pale Rider. Wednesday I have Zach on talking about his book, Voyage.
Nice.
Thursday I'm on Bone Bridgers. We're talking Loki season 2. Oh, what a shit show that is. Oh my God. Friday I'm on Pete Smetty's. We're doing conspiracy theories.
Nice.
Yes.
That sounds
I'm looking
nice.
forward to that.
The Pete Smetty.
Yeah, Pete Smetty on his channel. Saturday I'm on Jacob Ironsides. We're talking monsters.
Nice.
Sunday I'm on somewhere on Sunday. Then next Monday I'm back here. And
That's right.
we're next week we're doing
The Departed.
The Departed.
Departed. That's
Departed.
right. Good movie. And we have our second campaign run on Kickstarter for Atlas of Sidonia on there. This is John's story that he's been, wanting out there for 20 plus years. I'm the lead artist. I've been, doing all the artwork and co-creating with him. And then after this book, I'll be doing my book, which is going to be a kick-ass story. It's going to be going back to the early 90s Image days, some kick-ass, monsters and creativity. I'm looking forward to doing that. So
Awesome.
Oh, and end of October, I'm in Denver for SpawnCon.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you're a busy man.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of friends in
Yeah.
Denver.
That's good. Yeah, we'll shout out all your stuff's in the description. So anybody wants to check it out,
Appreciate
please
it.
do. Awesome, dude. Mr. Tech Support, inspired. You want to tell us what you got coming up?
First of all, I would like to say thank you for having me on. It is a great pleasure. And what's going on? I am here next week doing The Departed with all of you. I am here. I am with Jacob Ironside tomorrow, and we're doing The Invisible Man from 1933.
Nice.
And then on Saturday, we are on Dark Hour channel, and Dark Hour is going to do 2 hosts with me. And we're going to cover, I think it is Kill Bill Volume 1.
Nice.
Yes.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
yep, that's going to be fun. And then video-wise, I've got a video coming out in 2 to 3 days. And then after that, another one next week. And then to end the month, I've got my Scream retrospective coming out too. So
Fine.
I'm
Hold on, I gotta
into-
ask: are they actually gonna come out?
Yes.
Wow.
No, it just I get he's a busy guy, but it's been like 3-4 months.
He's been
since
saying
we
this
released it.
fucking July.
I've been dying, man. I've legit.
They're gonna
been
come out,
dying.
sure. Okay. Well, when they actually
But
do
yeah.
come out, we'll shout that out for
2
you.
days,
So.
2 to 3 days for the next one.
Which means
Then
3
after
weeks
that-
from now.
Maybe. maybe.
We'll just keep
But
pushing
yeah,
it back.
I've got my schedule till December, so I'm trying to keep
Damn.
that up so that I can be on time with everything.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure. That's cool. No, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. Mr. Supenzo, you got, buddy.
Yes. Well, I'm just in the middle of the just got done with the first week of Schlocktober, and I'm on the second week, and we're doing a movie every day. I just had Uninspired on the Devil's Hand,
The Devil's
and
Hand, yeah.
the Wasp Woman. I got
Fucking
hopefully
Wasp
I guess what's it? Dark Hour is going to be on Wednesday, double feature. How to Make a Monster. Just got a bunch of these shitty horror movies coming out every day. I'll probably do an after party stream tonight after this. Whoever wants to come on, we'll talk about The Exorcist Believer and our favorite Halloween stories and stuff like that. Schlocktober week 2. Also, I'm going to go out of town this weekend to a music festival out in Utopia, Texas, Utopia Fest, to do all the graphics for that every year. And
Nice.
One of the last ones. I'll be partying under the solar eclipse. We'll see if any crazy satanic shit happens.
Nice.
Any kind of crazy, life-changing, world-changing stuff. I plan to take a lot of drugs out there and party.
Nice. That's the way you got to do it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than that, just having fun, goofing off, watching a bunch of movies with you fine people.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mr. Cox in hell. I mean, White Bear. What about you, buddy? What do you got coming up?
Nothing.
Okay. Never mind that.
Nice. Work is ramping up. Everything's busy, and there's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube with the stuff going on between Israel and all that, unless you're one of those approved channels that can get away with it, or if you're siding with one side or the other. But anyways, so I'm just like, screw it. I'm good for a little bit, so I'll be good for
Yeah, gotcha. Exorcist, what do you got coming up?
Hold on, I actually have to look at my calendar. I forgot what's coming up. Okay, so today I was here. Okay, Thursday around 7, I am finally going to make my debut on Lance's channel, and we're just going hard in depth on the Continental now that that's done.
Nice.
And then Friday, we postponed the Truly Female Perspective from last week, so now it'll be this Friday, and that'll be with Mrs. Cannoli and Shiro. I was hoping to get my Continental episode 2 and 3 review out. Well, first it was Sunday, and then it was today, but I'm still getting over this fucking flu. But I think I recorded the audio and edited the audio earlier. I have all my footage ready, so I just have to clip it all together. So I think hopefully it'll be out on Wednesday evening.
Nice.
But I won't be on MMM next Monday at all. But I'll catch you guys the week.
We'll use that as our memory. What? I will remember.
You know what? I have my official immigration interview next Monday.
she's got important shit. So I totally understand.
I have my visa interview, and that's out in Montreal, which is about a 5-6 hour drive from me. So she'll
be with us in spirit.
Yeah. I'll send you trivia again, like I did the show.
I know. I appreciate that.
Hey, didn't you get a compliment on your video from somebody that does writing for the Continental or something?
Oh yeah, the guy on Twitter.
One of the writers for the series actually followed me on Twitter and subscribed to me on YouTube.
That's very cool.
Hey,
nice.
That was a great video. So
I forwarded that guy to everyone.
I did. I shouted out, Vex. I asked. Okay.
All right. And I told Lance about it as well, since he's.
No, I did. I reached out. And then today you reached out to somebody else. I reached out to him too.
I don't remember all the people that I recommend to you. I'm going to be honest.
But I reached out to both.
I'm sure Lance hit me up, and I gotta get back to him. Yeah,
Lance is awesome, dude. I wish I could do more of his shows, but he does the shows while I'm working. But whatever. I love Lance. He's awesome, dude.
I'm really excited to finally have a proper show with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that show starts right towards the end of my workday, so it's a perfect way to finish my workday. Listening to you too. That's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, that's what I got coming up over the next week. So definitely,
awesome.
I'm debating watching Robin Hood as well.
Oh please,
no, don't do it. Don't.
Robin Hood. I skimmed the first episode and it was pretty bad. Me and my girlfriend watched it. We're like, what the fuck is this?
So I have a 3-episode rule. I will watch a show for 3 episodes before I determine whether it's garbage or not. So I need to wait a few more weeks first.
What is she talking about? I didn't run what by her? Oh, the people? No, I did that because I had to do it immediately because I'm retarded, right? So if Vex tells me, I do it immediately.
He's slow. He can't run.
I'm autistic. I don't remember things. Anyway, awesome. So all their information's in the description, of course. Follow them. They're all great.
Yeah. Also, shout out to whoever my 245th subscriber was. That's cool.
There you go.
Thanks.
Nice.
I'm 5 off from doing a karaoke song in celebration, and also shout out to
let's get him there, please.
Philly Phil, you were 243, so thank you. And he said he's really digging the stuff. And yeah, to answer your question, awesome. White Bear Schlocktober is me. We're riffing dumb, schlocky horror public domain movies. Mr. Sanders.
I'm sorry, I just don't know that word. The schlock.
I'm not trying to trademark anything, but everyone's got Spooktober.
Just accept it, Whitey.
Am I
just accept
it.
Word?
I'm trying to just do my own branding here. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
doing his
I
own
subscribed
thing.
on my other channel as well, Stupenzo.
Oh,
so
hey, thanks.
both
Me
my
too,
channels.
actually.
Unsubbed from
You
you
know
and
what?
then resubbed.
I might do a
I have two
karaoke track
channels.
tonight then. Thanks, you guys.
I just did on my other channel as well. So fuck,
And
man,
yeah,
we're just
thanks to
gonna-
everybody watching, having fun with all of us. It's so fun.
It's been great. No, it's been great. As far as me, okay, we have this show obviously that's ending, and then Wednesday, Mrs. Sassy and I are on Zax's channel for the What's Up Wednesday.
Nice.
That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. And then Saturday, I'm on Hypnotics, Saturday night hypnosis show. Looking forward to that. And of course, Sassy and Vex are going to be on Friday. Please check the Female Perspective show is fucking amazing. Because they do not hold back, which is fantastic. And you're getting authentic, real opinions and just unapologetic.
We aren't fake trans women. We're
It's
actual
fucking
women.
it's
Right,
fucking
you're not fake
fantastic.
geek girls either.
No, it's fantastic. So please watch that. I'm looking forward to that since it's going to be better this week, I think, than it was going to be last week because everybody's fully energized and there's more content. So it's going to be great. Yeah, that's basically it. So you can check everybody's stuff out. I'm on Twitter. They're on Twitter, community pages, all that bullshit. We'll see you next week. So we have, The Departed, same time with Jay, Uninspired, and Lance is joining us actually. As a last minute addition.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he loves that movie. He begged me to be on. I was like, of course, dude. So Vex will be thinking of you, of course, and good luck on your thing in Montreal, of course.
Good luck, Vex.
Thank you.
Yes, get the fuck out of that country, please.
I mean, I'm not just given the visa. This is just the interview to make sure.
I know.
I'm
I'm just saying.
Dude, just say Joe Biden is your Lord.
Your
and
God.
Savior, man. That's
Yeah,
it.
Joe Biden is my God.
They'll lay off you if you just vote blue. You know.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
it, man.
Tell them you're gonna do it. Just don't tell them you're moving to Florida.
Just
Yo,
vote
I'm a
blue and
huge
they'll fucking
Democrat.
they'll like
Like,
all
yeah,
the
okay,
lawsuits and any
They
kind
know
of
I'm moving to
problems you're
Florida already. They need an address.
Placid, thank you for joining when we're ending, but I appreciate you doing that anyway. I hope to see you Wednesday, buddy, if you're on the Zax's show. I'll be there. That's basically it. So we'll see you next week. We love you all. Thank you to the chat. Thank you, Gord King, for the super chats. That's it. See you next week, people.
Bye.